Hey y'all. Hey babe. Welcome back. I I hit live a couple minutes later than I thought I was going to, just because I was trying to update my um I was trying to update my Xbox Live picture to be the same one as wait, turn the mute down a bit. Not bad. I was trying to make my Xbox picture be the same as like my Twitch profile picture, the Twitch badge, but with the pan colors behind it, which was I was messing around with a couple weeks ago, I think, last week, something like that. Yeah, so just messing around with that kind of stuff. Hope you're doing well. All the excitement of my hey John, how's it going? All the excitement of getting a Twitch payout yesterday wound up being like getting a new pack of underwear because I was realizing I kind of needed it. Hey, thanks for the host, Sean. And also, I got the all the DLC for Breath of the Wild, so I'm gonna be picking through that in my personal time. Because between gold points and the sale they have going on, I think actual money spent $4 on a $20 DLC. I can't complain about that. Oh yeah, also we had a fire drill. That was a lot of fun. Out of nowhere, our fire alarm went off, and it was the same day as they were doing sprinkler testing, so it was kind of like, did they screw up the testing? And when I got outside, I looked out, and it was like, no, apparently not, because they're gone. If we found out from the maintenance man at least as I was going back in the house, that what happened was someone burned their dinner bad enough to activate like the building wide fire alarm and summon the fire department. So basically they just came in, probably told them off, opened a window, turned off the alarm, and sent us all back in. So maybe less than 10 minutes probably, because I mentioned it before here in other streams, especially like if I had a window open and I was in the other room. We're like right around the corner from a fire department, so response time is like 30 seconds. You just have to come around a corner. Like it's almost a U-turn. It's that close. Like I can physically see the firehouse from my house through the foliage. It's that close. So just ridiculous. Also, I didn't get cough drops. Joe said that there's a better solution, so I have a gigantic bag of gummy bears to keep my keep my throat from hurting too much. Hopefully, so there will probably be times while I'm playing that I'll be chewing on some gummy bears. I'll try to do so quietly. If it's too loud, I'll mute my mic. I would hope I'd hope the noise canceling would not let chew noises through, but it's possible. But if you weren't here yesterday, as you can see up there, we're suck on them if you can. Okay. No, I've just been eating them. Good to know. We've tied last year. I'm sure you saw the tweets as well, but we tied last year. We're at $1,000 for Extra Life already. It's June, y'all. Not even the end of June. In less than half a year, we've raised as much money as I raised all of last year. So number one, that number is just going to go up. I mean, they're going to still help out. I'm not done. We're not going to pack up the Extra Life stuff and get out of here. We're going to keep going. I'm sure we'll figure out something for actual Extra Life game day, but we haven't figured that out yet. Obviously, that's also 5 months away, so we've made 0 plans. But what that does mean is that first of all, we've hit those 2 incentives. So after Arcade Spirits, which will be sometime next week, we will have a couple King's Quest games. We're going to play the first King's Quest on it's like a Master System. We're going to play the 5th King's Quest on the NES, which are the only 2 in the series that actually get console ports. And then after that, we're going to play Hugo's House of Horrors, Hugo 2 Whodunit, and Hugo 3 Jungle of Doom. Also means I'm going to have to figure out how exactly I'm going to play those and capture them. I might just do the enhanced versions, which will be like slightly not the version I remember, but honestly, it's close enough. And by slightly more enhanced, I just mean sound that's not just coming from the PC speaker and actual mouse controls for some of it. So, I've added a new incentive at 1250. I haven't figured out anything beyond this yet, and as you can tell from the bar, 1250 is as far as the bar goes so far. 1250, we're going to play Home Alone 2 on the Super Nintendo. I think I still need to download and install that onto the SNES Classic, but still. That one, I will try as hard as I can to play it straight. Like, I'll probably look up some help and stuff, but I'm going to try my best to play it straight and not use rewinds or save states as much as I can until I hit a point where it's just like, I can't beat it without it, and then I will use it. King's Quest 1 and King's Quest 5, especially King's Quest 5, we're going to be using a walkthrough and save states and trying our best. Especially 5, if I can't get the timing down on the cat and the rat thing, if you remember from King's Quest 5, where you have to like pick a boot and you have to throw it at the cat to get it to not eat the rat, because if you don't get that right, then you just can't finish the game because you need the rat later. Then we might give up, but I'm gonna give it my best try to get through the game in the weirdest form it probably exists, at least naturally, without the kind of messing around like the Space Quest Historian Discord does, or you're messing around with graphic filters and. No, we're gonna try and do that as native as possible. But on the NES, I kind of wish I had an NES Classic, if for no other reason than for the controller. Because I don't know if you can. I imagine even just the controllers are probably a bunch on eBay. Well, they are wireless ones that are $12, but they also have 4 buttons. Well, there are someone is selling knockoffs. One controller wired. $675? That's not terrible. It's a knockoff, but that's not terrible. Just to have like the initial feel, because I mean, not that's a problem. I'm going to use a Super Nintendo controller for an NES game. It's going to be weird. But yeah, that's the that are the next couple games coming up are going to be, or the next 5, I guess, games. Hugo games are pretty short. We might possibly be able to do those all in one day, maybe. They're not long games. Maybe, we'll see. And then the King's Quest, probably going to be like King's Quest 1 and then King's Quest 5. But they'll probably be 2 different days, but we'll get all of those done. And unless we by the end of this at 12:50, then I'm going to move on to something else. I've had some thoughts, and I have another thought now. So I do want to kind of take a break from the Telltale style game, just because like at Batman 1, Batman 2, there was a week in the break in the middle where we did Mass Effect, and then we did Tell Me Why. They're all kind of that same style a little bit. Telltale had a little more action, obviously, but all pretty similar style wise. Sorry, getting a little stretching. But the next one I'm really tempted by is that Yakuza Like a Dragon got added to Game Pass, and while I'm sure there are still references to the other previous games in the series, it's a different protagonist and starting into basically a whole different story, and it's also a completely different game style. I'm really tempted to play Yakuza Like a Dragon. So that might end up being the next game. I know we had talked about a Pokemon randomizer, which again will not be. It would not be a Nuzlocke. I'll say it now. It's an interesting way to play, but it's not a way that interests me. I just, it's restrictions I don't want to put on myself. Or at least if I did, I'd want to do like a few practice runs first before I streamed it. Like, and we talked about some other rando retro kind of stuff. Like, at some point, I'd love to do Super Metroid. I'd love to go through Super Metroid because I've never actually beaten it. Legit, I've never beaten it legit. I've gotten a decent way through, and I did do the ending because I think it was my actual physical copy. I think someone had a save right at the end, so I just did his save just to do the escape for fun. Star Wars Squadron is also on Game Pass. I have not checked it out yet. And also, there are LucasArts games I want to get to. I want to play Grim Fandango, I want to play Full Throttle, I want to play Fate of Atlantis for y'all. I want to play Day of the Tentacle. There's a lot of stuff that I'm interested in doing. It's just a matter of like what do I do when. So I'll probably sometime soon put a poll up on Discord, but also, like, caveat, it's gonna be a little while. So I still have Arcade Spheres to go through. I still have all of these incentives now to do. Alright. Oh, also, apparently there was also a Bandai Namco presentation, and it's good we didn't stick around for it, because it was 10 minutes. It literally only focused on the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes. Like, Until Dawn. Same universe. I don't want to say series, but the same universe. But literally was the only game that they showed off. Which was a choice. And you can see on screen now, I did switch the game, okay. As you can now see on screen, I have updated the picture to be the Panda flag / tropical sunset. Because it's like radiant, so it's kind of it kind of fades. Anyway, where we left off, we had just had our lunch. We were getting ready for the second part of the day. We met all of our coworkers. So let's see what happens next. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowds start to fill out. School's done, and the late-rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor, looking for problems. Or potential problems. Or just making sure everything's a-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation is going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they can really drag down your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. I think I spot... let's see. Yep. Was you seeing something different, babe? I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. Should have time to get to all of them, but which should I tackle first? There's an irate customer near Mr. Moopy's magic maze, someone cursing up a storm at Fist of Discomfort, and a loud crowd around Showtime stage. Well, I know where we're gonna start. I tend to not leave it on just chatting when I start. Plus, I also have to feel like I don't chat that long. Yeah, a little longer today, I suppose, but I feel like I don't have a big, like, half an hour, 40-minute, we're just gonna chat for a while block, usually. So I usually just keep it on the game. My mutant floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush all of 30 feet to the scene of the crime, already in progress. Come on! Hurry the fuck up and finish your game. I wish I had the Go XLR Mini or whatever so I could actually, like, beep it. You work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yeah, and I'm Dan, I'm floor attendant. Stop attending to the carpets and attend to me. Well, this asshole to wrap up his damn game so I can play. This email's okay. Ashley's face is obscured behind her costume's mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece of shit off this game, and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. I already can't talk. I think I ought to hear the other person's side of the story before rushing to a judgment. I have to play her on the shoulder. He doesn't even notice. Also, yes, Joe has made a cosplay of this character for herself. I don't have any cosplays. I'm super close, actually. I can almost cosplay Dick Gumshoe from Ace Attorney, missing a couple things. Plus, I'd have to shave. So I tap again. Twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee, thank you, Naomi, which simply reads Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played a lot when I was a kid. Actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff? Yeah. Bit terse as he's later focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Oh, or as the other guy would probably put it, holy shit, that's a bitch of a high score. Excuse me. Right, sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. Doing good pace here. Plenty of livestock, on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow the thick arcade jargon sounds classier, draped in his British accent, which again, I'm not really going to try voices, so I'm not going to do a British accent. You'll hear it. Like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. And it's not quite Pac-Man, but there definitely was a trend around when Pac-Man came out of maze games and clones. It seems like Moopy probably also has an attack, I'm assuming, maybe, or just avoid the creatures, but similar. Plus, there's a clear goal to get to, as you can see by the door. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to make a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze game. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. First, I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dudes slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Also, noticing it has a high score, but not his lives. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash back to that movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife, and they roll around the bed covered in money and, Where was I going with this? Cover what exactly? The cost of the game. Well, there absolutely was a Pac-Man Fever song. There was also a Pac-Man series. Like, Pac-Man was crazy popular, but, like, there was a whole genre of just, like, maze games. The game itself. I've never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. Not even at 20. Dude's rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris already has my messenger app open for me, with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for 3K, what do? Also, like, we're typing in Courier, apparently. Not Courier. I know what that font is, but I can't recall. Or, like, a similar, very, like, typewriter-y font. Less than a minute to have my response. Considering we pay $200 for it plus parts, yes, absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Okay, then. Although, how's Naomi going to react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit. It also feels kind of weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp on the real cost of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but with this rando breathing down my neck, I got to make a decision. I mean, we'll be honest in every way with him about our own feelings. It's an older game and actually only cost us $200, but well, it's part of the arcade, sir. I expect this apparent gazillionaire to protest at not getting his way. But he's smiling. You're right. This is Mr. Moopy's home, after all. Let's compromise. I'll pay you $1,000 American and own the game, but you keep it here. And in return, I get to play as long as I want, provided nobody's already playing. That way I can keep chasing the score, but your arcade stays whole. I hate to break up a loving family. Well, Naomi will be relieved to hear that. Even if Gavin may flame me for passing up $2,000. Yet I'd hate to make Naomi cry. How can I live with myself? Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we've been kind of ignoring that he exists. What the fuck, man? What kind of an arcade is this anyway? Fuck this, I'm going to Deco's Palace. Where he's probably also not going to find a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, but, you know, whatever. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out into the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
Also, John, I would disappoint you now if you haven't watched a Price stream specifically. He does not have a British accent normally. As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing. Eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. He seems to care about more than just his game, splashing around the cash, aren't we, Mr. Moneybags? Her digging that dad bod. We're gonna go with this one for Joe's sake. Not the romance subplot I'm going with, but we'll do this one for Joe. A cuddly, cozy teddy bear physique, the Benedict Cumberbatch accent, and he's really not Benedict Cumberbatch, but fine. And he's soaked in compassion and empathy for others? Yes, please. He could have just waltzed out of here with that game. He didn't. He cares about more than money and more than his own high scores. He's more mature than me, but that's more than okay in my book. Why am I attracted to that age bracket? Sure, he could teach me a thing or two. About Moopy, I mean, right? So, you know Naomi? He's happy to talk even while playing.
Of course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy.
And this is Percy.
I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant?
I know, babe. Babe, I know, John. Sorry. I was expecting Joe to respond, and she actually hasn't yet. Sorry about that. I'm half looking. It's the hazard of trying to stream and talk and be entertaining. That's me. I'm Dan, Arcade Wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
And the first time I heard this, because admittedly, again, the first time we saw this game was Pro Jared's playthrough of it. It was like there's some Australian seeking into this British accent. I think they've retconned the story to make it so he's British and Australian. You didn't respond after I picked the the romantic flirty option. I do that too, Sean. I'm going to be doing that on Sunday, all night, when we're playing Mario Kart. So you've seriously just been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling.
And again, this voice actor, Price, is the reason that Joe and I are now Stump mods. Because that's how we found Stumped, was through this game, then we became mods.
I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
Beeps and the boops?
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition.
Yeah, they wound up retconning the backstory a bit to make it so he has one English parent and one Australian.
I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
But Price is Oregon by way of Texas, so... And accents are hard. It's hard to get an accurate accent.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? World record. About 3.5 million. This guy's been standing here since I was working the morning shift. Hours and hours. He's still only about 720k into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's got to have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives train out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he might be psychic. I feel like I should let him get back to his game, but burning questions, they burn like fire. Let's have a solid job, good income. Score's more important than your bank balance, or gonna get your Moopy dipped in gold? I think we're gonna go steady with this one. If you don't mind me commenting on it, that's a lot of money you just have on your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. Doesn't really seem to care to talk about his work. Not in a guarded way, it's just less interesting in his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring that hide the stones inside arcade games. I think they would notice. Day trading. What? Day trading. Stocks and bonds. Anyone can do it if they have a head for the numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I don't think people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who have made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. My passion's the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. Be seeing you, Mr. Wolf. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. I can't help but wear a goofy grin as I walk away. Hot guy with a big heart? Yep, still my type. Still, I shouldn't get ahead of myself here. The Funplex regular, let's keep an eye on him. Preferably two. See what to handle next. We'll head over to Showtime stage. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd that's assembling. This has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Being as a citizen that enjoys living. Having an escape route in case of emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. It's an auditory flashback right back to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. Oh, hi, Ars. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the color spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. Wonder why it needs a DDR map, then. Here, Dance Fever. Can you catch the fever, Dan? I had my Dance Fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. You see that, Teo? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song. So it's impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing. One day, maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song. Can you blame me? Getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? Want to take the spotlight? Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. Back when I was stomping around on dance mat games as a kid, they had arrows. I'm not sure if I'd even know how to play this one, but it's caught my curiosity. From the previous observed conversation, this guy seems to know the ins and outs of this weird dancing game. It's keen to teach. Before I commit to getting down with my bad self, I think I should know a little bit more about exactly what that entails. I'm also used to playing these games solo, less chance of stomping on someone else's foot that way. Yeah, it's a valid point. However, how could I resist to ask a guy such as yourself? You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yeah. Very.
Name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Hey, it's the best, says some guy from the audience. Greatest guy here. He's sort of like our, leader. Yeah?
Oh, please, I'm nothing, really.
And there is a way to, disable all of the little... either, like, the full line reads or the little quips or both. Especially if you have a person or people who want to do all the voices themselves. Which is not me.
Nothing as special as you.
Alright, I dig Teo being openly flirty.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close. I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang. So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Wait, you're a gang? Teo outstretches his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. Offer's hard to refuse. Dance games are fun, you know? But I can't imagine being up there dancing in front of a huge crowd. Maybe after I've played Showtime Stage multiple times. Alone. Possibly in the dark. I'll give it a try eventually after I sort out the basic steps. Maybe you can teach me how this thing works. I'd enjoy that. I've taught many lead-footed newbies to become masters, movers, and shakers. No time for lessons, unfortunately. I'm on the clock right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Dan. Really, but I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime Stage, now that I think about it. He's out, I'm in. Currently year 0 of the floor attendant Dan regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Dan. Hope we get to know each other well. Yeah, indeed. For someone that loves Showtime Stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everybody's happy and having a blast. What about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? I kind of want to do the joke. Good, we can start by getting to know workplace safety together. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, we gotta break up the band. Unless you want to film one of those retro 1960X public service announcement videos where someone loses a leg dancing off the stage and into the crowd.
Well,
Yeah. Yes, we're kind of overdoing it a little. Shaking hands with danger. Hey, when the heat is on and the lights are shining, these things happen. I'll take care of it. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps up on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Suddenly, Teo turns into Navi. Hey, listen. You need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear? Oh, why? I like my spot. Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. Dan's first day, let's show him some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as a party pooper. I mean, I guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like that one time I had to close the pool because that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Dan's just doing his job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself in a semi-orderly fashion. Everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game. Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know.
Totally.
Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
I mean, I don't even know when my shift ends. As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Dan has spoken. Well, I start to walk away, ready for my next venture, when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey. Thanks.
No problem.
Kind of forgot that part. Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make a new friend. I say it's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime Stage. What to handle next? There's only one thing to do, so... A lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me all about it earlier today while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win in the dying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home a record $5 million prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. Yeah, in this universe, we have esports arcade games. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? The hybrid of real-time strategy and button-mash brawling. Fight your way down the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally topple the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy part involves using special abilities, purchase items, and ninja summons. Two Flower was here yesterday. He's one of the writers of the game. He said that this was basically League of Legends mashed up with like a beat 'em up, like a Final Fight or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. FOD is sheer elegance and simplicity, the way that different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. Yeah, the art for all the characters from Molly is fantastic. Again, that's why we support her on Patreon. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now, all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these are words that...
What the
No, those are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be fucking me. They're shitting me, probably, actually. I was just clicking through. I was like you're kind of fucking kidding me. There's no fucking way that's even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even fucking connect. Fuck this game. Fuck it all night long. Haha, get wrecked. Oh, this is far from over, Scrub. They have to put a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for. Hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention that I bought an extra Ultimate Technique scroll for my dojo? Oops. My B. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could... I could be share technique with creep waves. Take this. 5-fold fucking exploding death claw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No. As he actually passes out, apparently.
Oh, GG. No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
And here's our final attendant romance option. My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during that whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in, couldn't tear my eyes away. Like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at? Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Yeah, of course. Oh, seeing as I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I have to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. The jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming, an arcade esports team. I wish we had actual arcade esports, or a little more popular, not just fighting games. And things that would entertain me. And, beyond Billy Mitchell. And she's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. Saying a lot, considering who I've run into so far. Why so rude? She'd be fun to hang around, or talk about a dominating personality. I feel the urge to kneel and submit. She'd be fun to hang around. That level of excitement, always gushing out, I can only imagine how much enjoyment she gets out of life. What can I say? People love winning, and it seems like she wins a lot. At least between bursts of... What did Iris call it? Saltiness? Well, we know who Sean's going to go for. By the way, this is on PC, probably Mac as well. All consoles. And it's actually on sale right now on the Switch, because Switch is having a big E3 sale. It might also be on sale on the Xbox, so that I'm not sure 100%. But it's definitely on sale on the Switch.
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
Oh, okay. She snapped her fingers to grab my attention.
So, are you gonna f***ing quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone a professionally competitive player of this game. Nope. No thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You? You work here?
Yes, me. And what's your job? Hassling me? I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. Or I enforce arcade law within this Double Funplex. Oh, it's all just a front. I wander around the floor to, pick up drop tickets in hopes of getting one of those giant stuffed flamingos behind the prize counter. I know, right? If I was as good at those ticket games as I am at FOD, I'd have like a flock of giant pink flamingos. Maybe I'd even give you one. Maybe.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
You know what? That's fair. I think it was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Dan. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a fast clay oven. Nah, Gavin's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you get some proper respect. Thanks. No problem. We gamers gotta stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee."
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here, besides Purr and Teo. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. It took several days for my last job to go get a badge that worked when I started. I mean, badge and name tag is a different thing. And when last time I had a name tag was McDonald's, and it was just, we have a box of name tags and a label maker. Here you go. How do you want that spelled? Great, perfect. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh, great. Now she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there's an betting pool, too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? No. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Whoa.
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? I mean, if you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock? Yeah. Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. Nope. Sure, I'd like to know more. Will it hurt or traumatize me? Well, it's part of my job to know about all the games here. That is true. And if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on the culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me farther into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Okay, she's excited. Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts to my own personal PC back home, which then streams matches live to all my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. Costs a bit to put everything all together, and it takes like half an hour to rig this up and test each morning. But after doing this here for a couple of years, it's easy peasy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on camera sandwiching the paint job, I mean. Well, then at least get foam pads on the clips so they, you know, they don't let them scratch the paint. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There's so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome with the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Wait, are you broadcasting right now? Are we live right now?
Nope. No way.
Haha, fuck no. It's for my warm-up matches. Got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get in as much practice as possible. Even if it is with a bunch of fodder. As in fodder, as in, you know, chum, lunch meat, scrubs, losers. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. He gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter TM cabinet. Ah, crew's starting to trickle in. We start team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? The time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern.
Beep beep.
There it is.
What the?
I gotta go live in 5 minutes. Let's see, it's been swell. We'll chat later, right? Sure. One thing, can you keep the swearing down just a little bit? Got kids around here and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. For you, keep it to a PG-13 rating. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are some butts out there that I need to kick.
Later.
And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her Fist of Discomfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcast rig and the shouting and milder swearing starts up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Passion seems to run deep in this arcade. Everybody's spirit, burning with passion for, various things, but hey, passion's passion. She seems to like me, which will make my job easier in the long run. The huge FOD community in this arcade, despite being a tiny strip mall joint. Good to know. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Actually, we're a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done, but, I'm so at peace, in fact, that I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding on up behind me.
Good day.
Not a bad first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you. Well, others have been, and they've been texting me. You should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I got a crappy phone plan, my texts aren't free. Valid point. I'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how well you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I've prepared your paperwork if you'd like to go and sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're saying? Please tell me you're saying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired him yet, right? Hi, Ashley. An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Ooh.
Dance off to a great start. Here's your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? This order replacement power supply for the Robotron. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain. Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I was looking for hope. I'm so used to life dumping all over me that I've come to expect the worst generally. And yet I can't say the Funplex is dumped on me. It's been hectic at times, a little too much, but not really in a bad way. I'm starting to get along with my coworkers, I'm helping people with their problems. Maybe I'm finding the hope I was looking for, after all. I mean, you've only got a few hours till closing, and it's nice and quiet. How about we game for a bit? Right? Yeah, again. There is Jackface's Twitch. I don't have her other links handy, but the artist of the game did fantastic work, the character artist. I think the backgrounds might have been someone else, but don't quote me on that. Speak for yourself, I still got paperwork to handle. Gavin, also, I need a name tag. Oh, come on, don't act like you don't game. Relevant. I know your dirty little secret. What, Naomi? You seek in early each morning to play pinball. You're a pinball wizard. Ah, well, whatever. I bring order to chaos. Pinball's a very expression of that art form. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney. Girls are giggling and I find myself smiling right alongside them. Background for another artist, yeah. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
That's a hell of a by the way, Francine. Gavin's not happy. Ashley's not happy. Naomi's not happy. Looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
Birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask? It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. 5-year-olds? Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling. Throwing ski balls overhead into the glass, jumping up and down on pinball machines, putting chewing gum into coin slots. Pulling out my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' birthday parties before. Doom, the end is nigh.
Well, I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. Have fun, dears.
Thanks. Right, battle stations, everyone. I'll take ticket dust so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Dan, roaming duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it's seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot. Minivans escorting kindergartners. Suddenly... Like, actually, one kid is prepared. An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks or matching buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretend to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations. Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beast waiting in line at the change machines. I mean, Gavin's vest might be, but that's the style now. I disagree with it. We want to talk style for a moment. I disagree with the, like, look at this well-fitting suit, and you can see the strain of the button, like on a suit jacket. It's just like, that's not fitting. That's too small. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them. You know, getting out ahead of the surge of kiddies, I guess. It's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos has multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball, being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Dan, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. Okay. We've got 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley, an angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee, and a little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. We'll start over cupcakes. But that sounds like it's just going to be a mess. I can smell disaster on the wind, and it smells sweet. As in, I can smell that box of birthday cupcakes one of the parents left near the ticket desk. Kids swarming around it, scavenging for their favorite icing colors. First, my inner child is merely offended that someone thought one of those icing blobbed cupcake cakes was superior to actual birthday cake. There are clearly larger issues at stake than that.
I want a chocolate! Don't take all the chocolate!
I want 2 cupcakes. Give me 2 cupcakes.
No fair! Everybody gets one, and mine's gotta be chocolate!
Oh, of course, the kid at the front grabs the last one.
Finders keepers, losers weepers. Ha ha ha.
Oh, the parents are not paying attention. They're too busy complaining about their jobs and the weather and PTA and stuff. Meanwhile, when the first cupcake is thrown, nobody's there to stop it.
Ah! Stop it! Stop it!
I want chocolate!
I mean, they're kids, but just anger throwing food. Come on now. As blobby wads of icing and sponge cake go flying, I glance over to the coin-op games, which are about to get caught in the crossfire. Naomi, who's busy trying to unjam a joystick when the kids waggle too hard, looks up to see Cupcake Onslaught coming her way. As does Ashley, whose fuzzy costume is a nice and inviting target for flying confectionery. Act fast, Stan. I know what I went with before, and I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to try. I'm going to fail, but I'm going to try. Quickly, I hurl myself into the action. Get down! Numbness sets in as multiple rounds of frosting-coated mortar fire impact against my body. When I finally hit the ground, my clothes were totally ruined. But alas, my noble self-sacrifice could not completely protect them. Naomi seems to get the idea and shields the game with her body. A few stray cupcakes that miss me hit her, but otherwise no damage done. Ashley takes a few shots, unfortunately, but it could have been worse. Looks just well, mostly on just the shirt. Parents swarm to round up the Cupcake War instigators. Naomi and Ashley kneel down to check on my fallen form. Dan, are you okay?
Oh my!
Could be paralyzed from the neck down. Dan, blink once you're paralyzed. Blink twice if not. Oh, they got her in the head, too. Guys, I'm not paralyzed. Oh, hey, you could talk. That works, too. Naomi helps me to my feet, although I have to be careful not to mingle my icing with her icing in the process.
Ugh.
Ugh. Things like these, I'm glad I wear an apron. Ew, cupcakes are food, not fashion.
Poops.
Colored icing's just the worst. I can get these two out with some club soda, fortunately. I guess I got all of us, huh? Dan worst of all. You know, that was super selfless of you, trying to save us from the splatter. Seeing as floor attendant, you score us a silver medal. Despite all of us ending up splattered a little, they seem to be in good spirits. I should try to keep that rolling. Naomi, your cupcake can stop me. How are you two? Or my cupcake food was not strong enough. I must now go meditate under a waterfall and train for 10 years. Unfortunately, that my learned skills at the mastery of mid-air cupcake retrieval failed me in this hour of need. I have dishonored myself in my arcade. I must train for 10 years, during which I can let the shame of this incident drive the fire in my soul to greater heights of cupcake defense. Just have Ashley daydream up a training montage for you. Same effect, but saves a lot of time. I'm at your disposal, although my screenwriting fees are industry standard if you want the full Ashley treatment. Anyway, thanks, Dan. That was a complete mess, but I guess it could have been more of a complete mess if you hadn't done that.
See ya.
I'm gonna get back to fixing this joystick. You should clean up and get back to it. Also, the party's still going. Good luck! Yeah, good luck, and hey, good work. If you'll excuse me, I need to go clean up poor Pinky a bit. I could have gone much better, but I also could have gone much, much worse. More importantly, I kept their spirits up. Even Ashley, who has to clean icing out of her fuzzy felt, came out of it cheerful. With a brief nod from Gavin, I snatch up on the official Funblex t-shirt to replace my cupcake to top. A few minutes in the bathroom to change and wipe icing off my pants, I'm ready to go again. That's that sorted out, but the other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? Angry adult shouting at a kid, or a little girl crying over her stolen tickets? Pinky's the name of the mascot, yeah. It's Pinky the Flamingo. This one. I weave my way through waves of children towards the skee ball machines. One little girl sitting at the end of a skee ball ramp, crying. No parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls to me. Guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing. What with lawsuit-happy parents lurking over by the vending machines, ignoring their kids, but floor attendant Dan decides to take the case all the same. Hey, my name's Dan and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses, she looks up at me.
I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone.
I glance around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be.
I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I set up all a ski ball and my tickets are all gone now.
Easy. We'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to the crime. Percy would have had a good view of the Redemption game area based on where Moopy's positioned. Gavin has a ticket desk, a veritable crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or he could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Give the kids some replacement tokens. Gavin had to see where they went. Maybe Percy saw something? Maybe Percy saw something. Okay, don't worry. I'll get your tickets back, one way or another. Really, Mr. Dan? Hey, right here. I'll be back in a jiff. Walk up to Percy, tapping him on the shoulder to get his attention. Sorry to interrupt, but that girl in pink over there, someone stole her tickets. I was hoping you saw something. Oh, He frowns a little, looking slightly embarrassed.
Well,
Sorry, love. I've been pretty deep into this run. I wasn't exactly paying attention. I mean, I should have known, but... Poor girl. Ruffians absconded with her tickets, you say? No, I can't exactly expect you to babysit. I'll just go check with Gavin. Now, no need for that. This obstacle can be removed rather readily, and perhaps be an object lesson as well. He steps away, letting its extra lives croak one by one. Something more important has clearly captured his attention.
hello.
Hello, my name's Percy. You say you need tickets? Yeah, I want to get the colored crayons. 50 tickets if I recall. Tall order, but certainly achievable. Here, let me show you the best way to reach your goal. These are grouped to a little group a short ways over to a game of colorful spinning lights. Skee Ball, even when played well, has an expected value of 4 tickets per token. Now, this game has an EV of 8, 10 if you're sharp enough. He demonstrates dropping a token, the light starts rolling around and around, until he snaps out and pushes a single control button with perfect timing, capturing the light right between two pink goalposts. This is nonsense, it never happens. You never win this game. 12 tickets come streaming out of the slot, the maximum possible per token.
Lovely.
Simple, yes. Here, I can spot you some tokens to get started. Here's a short stack of brassy tokens from the ample supply in his pockets. But the girl just sort of stares at the game, confused.
Huh?
This game is really boring.
Pardon me?
Boring? It's got colorful lights. See, and it pays very well. But it's boring. I like rolling the skee balls into the holes. You want those crayons, yes? This is the most efficient way to get them. The girl sighs, disappointed, but she's not crying anymore. The distraction was enough to crack her out with the feedback loop of despair, I guess. He hands the tokens back, the stack clinking lightly in Percy's open hands.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister, but I got other crayons at home. I guess I'll just use those. I'm sorry, buddy. Not exactly cheered up, but not exactly weeping. She mixes back into the crowd to find her friends and play with them instead. Huh. Well, my apologies, Dan. Seems to have let you both down. Well, I must confess to be rather puzzled by this. You have a clear and distinct goal. What's so bad about accomplishing it by the most direct means? Percy, she's 5. I think she cares more about fun than expected value.
Well,
I'll admit my experience with children is unorthodox. I suppose it's best to admit my failure in this moment and move on. I'd let it ride, but curiosity takes me. Hold on. You spend all day, every day, playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, and that doesn't offer any tickets or rewards of any sort. There's the high score. Right, but you really only playing for the score? Surely you find the game itself fun? I mean, what drew you to Moopy in the first place? Why that game for your score challenge? That question puts him at unease. He pauses, unable to smoothly deliver an answer.
well.
That's a bit personal, really. Not that I'm offended, no, I just mean... It was a very personal decision to take up this particular challenge, this game. Mixture of nostalgia and a promise to keep. Shakes his head. Knows this isn't the time or place. Others need your help today, Dan, and this old man's got a game to get back to.
Much obliged.
But thank you for trying to help that girl. And thanks for allowing me to try to help, even if we both struck out. It shows character. Percy returns to his game, having lost most of his extra lives. But he doesn't seem to mind that setback. If anything, he's smiling more than he was a minute ago. 2 problems in the can. Okay, cupcakes and tickets sorted out. Try the angry shouting parapilot driving games. Uh-oh. Looks like they went home? Problem solved? But the boy she was shouting at is gone too. Hey, Dan, you missed the fireworks, and I don't mean my dancing. Yeah, right, yeah, he's like, early. I mean, we do the same thing, and we're a little older than that, so... Missed the dance. Fireworks not his dancing. What happened? Queen Bee glances back briefly in the middle of playing some samurai-based fighting game. Ah, she's doing some Sam show? Nice. Oh, some bitch was screaming at this kid for no good reason. Eventually the parents got in a shouting match. Teo talked him down, but they decided to bail on the party. All I did was point out that we were right next to a donut shop, frequented by some very well-read cops. I was hoping to cool things off so they could keep enjoying the party. Don't sweat it, guy. You did good work out there. Yeah, I saw that impromptu cupcake shooting gallery. What a mess. No stolen tickets? Man, kids can be jerks, but you gave it your best. You're pretty run down, though. Why not take a break? I have a solemn and sworn duty to bring peace to my arcade. Ah, fuck that. Go take 5. Well, truthfully, I'm pretty worn the heck out after all that. Teo's right. I need to step away from all this craziness. Only for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm his cool with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. I mean, the other, 2 of the others had to step away to get Cupcake out, so maybe it's my turn. Oh, what a day. Quirky coworkers, die-hard pro gamers, and volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness, or some cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I dropped down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders. And I spot an upside-down kid. Huh. Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. There we go, better. Wait, what's a kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi, and you are... Mikey. Okay, that's a start. Hey, Mikey, I'm Dan. So, what are you doing back here? It's an employee-only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How did you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh, score one for Ashley's wild storytelling and being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. It's... Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
Curious? I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the guy who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
I feel this so much. Don't you want to play with your friends? He gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city, and one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway, and then she left because she's got to work.
Poor guy. New kid in town, huh? I've absolutely been this kid. He nods, mutely. Hell, I should have busted him there and then, brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. Should have told Gavin. Should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Alright, kid. I won't tell on you. Want to stay back here for the rest of the party? I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd make me want to go. You're an adult, like Mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. The new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Like, again and again, moving from town to town, school to school. Not really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones. Worse ones. They were working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. For years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I just decided I'd take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad. When you don't care, you just do what you gotta do without really being sad over it.
But that sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bite my tongue hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Dan out if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Dan would have needed. Won't always be this bad. Totally could be worse because of aliens. Mommy loves you, that's why she works hard. Won't meet you right, you're a tough kid, or you take the time you need. You know your mommy loves you, Mikey. She loves you very, very much. When I was a kid, I was mad at my parents for moving all the time, taking different jobs, and made things hard for me. Now that I'm older, I know they were working hard because they loved me. They wanted the best for me, and they were doing their best to get it. Life can be hard. Sometimes it's just no fun. There's always one thing that's always there. Love. They love you. You shoots me a doubting look. One of those little doubting looks where they don't want to outright call something a lie, but can't quite swallow it. Mikey, if your mom was sad, what would you do to make her happy? If you had to go to school an extra 2 hours a day, would you do it? I guess. That's what she's doing. She's working very hard because she wants to make you happy. I'm not happy being alone, or moving all the time. Neither is she, but she knows if she works hard, one day you won't be alone. You won't be moving all the time. I was a new kid, remember? But now I have a home with my best friend and a good job. I work in an arcade. How cool is that? It wasn't easy. And my parents were often sad. I was often sad, but we pulled through. So will you. Just remember, she loves you, and you love her. That'll get you through the sad times. Huh. Not a great answer. It doesn't solve the problem. But it does make things a little easier on Mikey. For as long as I can see him releasing his sadness, before offering a little smile. Not a big goofy grin, not the high of happiness, just simple understanding. I love Mommy. It's sad. A lot. But I know it's not always sad. Even if she left me here, I know she's coming back. Hey, you know what? You still got some time to enjoy the party. Even if you don't want to talk to the other kids, there's a lot of games you can play. Hey, maybe you'll get to know someone while playing a game. Arcades are great for that. I'm sure a lot of them have sad times too. They can use someone to play with, someone who understands.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll play the skee ball games. Hey, I'll spot you a few tokens. Let's get you rolling. I take his hand and lead him back out to the main room. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself in long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. I couldn't afford them. They couldn't take time off work. The whole Wolf family had to learn to settle. To accept the lot in life we've been dealt. To simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers. Alternately boring and hectic, surreal, and way too real. I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time.
Beep beep.
Hey, Iris. My emotional voice and subroutines combined with your body language suggests you're very happy right now. Yeah. I guess I am. How'd you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how'd you know I'd love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
That's easy. I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited coworkers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Nothing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a very weird little app, you know?
Hooray!
I try to be. From the cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. Just about closing time for the arcade, anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now if they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kiddies. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone, though. Who do I want to hang out with? Well, it's kind of my fault that Ashley's costume got ruined. And hey, there we go, casual Ashley. Ashley's pulled up a chair next to the ticket counter and is sewing fervently. Right. There are some typos in the console version. There was a patch to fix this and fix some of the audio issues, but it only went to PC and didn't get pushed to console. So if there's typos, I apologize. I'm sorry, I'm not playing the game as good as it could be. I just kind of wanted the Xbox achievements. I wandered my way over to the prize counter to see if there's anything I can do. Need any help with Pinky?
Oh, hi!
Gosh, it's really nice of you, Dan. And I realized this is the first time I've seen her out of the flamingo costume. I didn't realize she can get even more adorable. Apparently she's not some half-flamingo, half-human hybrid. Now, of course I'm not a half-bird mutant creature. Am I saying these things out loud and thinking that I'm thinking them, like that one run of Deadpool? What? How'd you... Oh, did I not tell you? I'm a cosplayer / arcade worker by day, psychic detective by night. I solve all matters of grisly crimes with my ability to read people's minds. Even now, I'm looking into your deepest thoughts. This is bad. First thing that popped into my mind was that video of the 10 kittens playing in a castle made of boxes. So cute. All cats are cute. I just want to squish them. Well, so what if Ashley knows about my love of cats? Yeah, you got me. I'm a cataholic. Ashley's laughter echoed through the quiet arcade. Relax. I'm just messing with you. In my defense, the quizzical look all over your face told me everything I needed to know. It's always weird seeing people out there out of their costumes. I've done the same thing with other cosplayers. I don't recognize them outside of the wigs and makeup. I'll take it personally. Plus, maybe I'll even trick you when I'm in one of my other costumes. But for now, I gotta focus on helping Pinky out. How bad is it? Well, luckily Pinky's arm is still intact, my stitch job held up. But some kids pulled out a few of my tail feathers. I've got a bit of icing to remove, even though you blocked most of it. Alright, sorry about that. Hey, you did your best. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's just more common at these chaotic birthday parties. I become quite deft at fixing Pinky up after all these events. Also, why are we allowing cake? I feel like it should be like part of the rules of the arcade that you can't have cake like that. See, look at that. You know, it's my last stitch. Not bad, it looks almost new. Aw, thank you, Stan. I didn't realize you had the line. You know, you did really well out there today. You should be proud of yourself, no matter what Gavin says about you. Yeah, wait, what? What is Gavin? Well, I'm pooped. I think I'm gonna go home and take a nice bath and relax.
Bye-bye!
No, wait. But, oh, come back. You're too late. She's gone. Guessing she was just messing with me anyway. Right? With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. Let's seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Dan, good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are possibly high, so I'll just assume you were as close to perfect as is reasonable. I'm not entirely sure why he consulted Percy regarding those tickets. He's not on staff, but I suppose that's a minor issue. Also, cleaning our carpets won't be as bad, thanks to your quick thinking. I'm not pleased that you sold our Moopy for only $1,000, not $3,000 as I'd requested. Gavin, we only paid $200 for that game. I'd be ripping off a customer. Customer with the exceptionally deep pockets, and one who squats on that game all day, spending only a handful of change in the process. If anything, $3,000 is what we need to make up the lost profit from Percy being so Moopy obsessed. What's more, why is it still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. I also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yeah, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. You're giving our poor little Dan a hard time, Gavin, dear. Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dreams matter, too. Add to this the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifices made in that name would shatter the dreams of others. Well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Dan, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? The question she asked me during that interview. Now I think I understand. I came here today looking for hope. Hope I can do more with my life than compromise, settle for what I can get, and go with the flow. Everybody I've met today is full of hope. Gamers chasing scores, people following their passions. Nobody here is willing to give up on their dreams. Not even you, Gavin. You know we're better than this, Gavin. We don't settle. We chase after our hopes and dreams and won't accept anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Dan, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you're still keen to work here, Dan? I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight and to me first thing in the morning. Welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. Sure you'll fit in just fine, Dan. Sure, but the name tag I still don't have... Okay. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounced over eagerly to interrogate me on my day.
Hey.
Oh, how'd it go? It went well. Well or well? Really well. The lap came through, despite being terrifyingly omniscient and a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. You even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard. Huh, I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way,
Just
there's
one.
just
Oh,
one
okay.
teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? Well, on the plus side, I know I'm having for lunch tomorrow. That reveal is pretty good, though. A perfectly Juniper-sized stack of pizzas. And that's level 1 complete. And an achievement. Hey look, you also won a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now let's see your score. Best with Ashley and Percy. Mostly loving, steady, and then funny, and I have done like no basic and no brash. Looks like you and Ashley are having some good times. Proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 6,950 points. Nice. Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Today's pizza fact is, Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. Wow! You want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? You might as well. Alright. Onward, level 2. We'll try to get this one done today, unless like my voice dies again. Doing okay so far. Chasing ghosts. Boy, that's not ominous. It's future year 20XX. And you know what? Things are pretty okay. Worked as a floor attendant at the Funplex for 2 weeks now. Hard work, to be sure, but rewarding. I finally got my name tag. In a spiritual sense, at least. I've helped Naomi repair pinball games, had tea with Francine while she reminisced about the far-out 1960Xs. I even evacuated gamers when the kitchen accidentally caught on fire. I've had numerous kids puking up nachos on my clothes. I've scraped gum off of any number of surfaces. I've chased what turned out to be entirely too many spiders out of a single skee-ball machine. Okay, look. I know I'm not painting this as a very rosy picture so far. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy even amidst the chaos and the grossness. I'm happy. And that's all that matters, right? Right, you're happy. This is the best I've seen you in ages, Sam. Before you come home all drained and exhausted, now... Well, you're still tired, but a good tired. My roommate Juniper, she'd taken to stopping by during her lunch break, whenever she could get away from her office cubicle long enough to do so. It's still hard work, don't get me wrong. But overall, it's good work. I just feel good. Totally good and stuff.
Yes.
Agreed. Super good. Double plus good. Iris, we've talked about you talking in on listening in on my conversations. What did I tell you about that? Pretend I wasn't eavesdropping even when I am? Exactly. You know, I'd be more upset about my creepy privacy invading digital overmistress, but I have to admit that Iris really pulled through for me. Even if she also ordered a 3-month supply of pizza bagels on my behalf.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
So, Juniper, how long do you have left on your break? Any time to squeeze in some pinball or something? I can spot you some tokens. No can do. Our new assistant synergy manager arranged a team building exercise. I have to, like, move colored bits of paper around or something and then exchange high fives. Assistant synergy manager? That sounds like a very vague job. Nah, it's actually entry level. Good pay, right on the tracks of middle management. It's pretty cushy, a bit dull. Funny thing is, it asked me if I knew anybody who'd fit in before they started advertising for candidates, and I said, nope, who'd want to do that? Juniper, when was this exactly? Oh, 2 weeks ago. So, 2 weeks ago, right when I needed to find work, you told them you didn't know any good candidates for a well-paying entry-level job.
Oh, well, but you wouldn't have liked being an assistant synergy manager, right? Not one bit.
Juniper. Please tell me that you told them no because I'd already taken this job by that point. Not because you forgot.
Hey, I didn't forget. I just, didn't bother telling you about the open position that night. I mean, you'd already had so many jobs you hated. I knew you'd hate being an assistant synergy manager, so I didn't feel the need to tell you. And it all worked out, right? You just spent the last 5 minutes telling me how happy you are here.
Not a lie, I was happy here indeed. Also not a lie, having packed pizza bagels for lunch. After having pizza bagels for breakfast, because we barely had enough money to cover the rent this week, pulled together. Also not a lie, Gavin constantly hiding the numbers from us, insisting things were fine, when all while dryly joking about perpetually being on the edge of crash and burn. Also not a lie, every time someone in my family tried to chase after happiness instead of stability, we fell deeper and deeper into debt and misery.
Ooh.
I think this was about where I stopped playing last time because we were streaming, when Joe and I streamed this together, we were streaming off of my junky laptop that the charge port was almost dead on, and then it had messed up enough that it wasn't charging, and it took us a hot minute to get it fixed, and just the stress of trying to fix it finally just got to a point where, like, we're done. It's like 5 a.m. People are waking out. I need a break. Someone else come play something, please. Wow, how much my bitrate is all over the place all of a sudden. Weird. Keep an eye on that. And I might take a quick stretch break. At a good stopping point. Try to keep an eye on it. When I lost my lifeguard job, I barely reacted. Didn't care that I was impoverished again and facing an uncertain future. I guess one of the nasty side effects of no longer going with the flow is no longer being numb to the reality of your situation. But I shouldn't feel upset. I've been genuinely enjoying my new job. It's restored my sense of hope that my days can be something to live through, not just endure. I have no right to be angry or upset at losing an opportunity at a safer, more stable future. Right? Honest truth. It's okay, I'm where I want to be. So I won't be angry or upset. Simple as that. I said I was done with compromising, right? Done with settling, going with the flow. I'm gonna be the one to break the family curse. I chose this path of my own free will. Even if I didn't have all the facts at the time. I'm gonna be honest, boundless confidence doesn't cover the simple fact that they chose to be vulnerable rather than safe. The arcade closes. If anything else goes wrong... Still, there's no need to dump all that on Juniper. It's okay, Juniper. You were right. I'd have hated that job. Things are great here.
Oh, good. You were kind of freaking me out. Trust me, it's the right decision. You'd learn to loathe working at my office, like I do.
Like I do.
I mean, sure, the pay is good, and you get solid health insurance, and paid vacation time, and they have a sweet coffee shop right in the lobby.
Not making this better, Juniper.
And these really great chairs that support your lower back, like $1,000 chairs from Sweden crafted by master chairsmiths.
Not making this better, Juniper. Juniper, I said it's fine. Everything is fine. Honestly, I'm okay. I mean, I won't deny that job would have been a safer bet. I want to contribute to my fair share to the apartment rent, you know? But what's done is done. I'd rather look forward than back.
Right. Forget I said anything. Please forget I said anything. I'm sorry. I should have told you. I shouldn't have held that back. But I still wouldn't have pushed you to take the job. It's totally horrible at my office. You'd have been miserable there, like me.
Juniper, it's cool. You're right. I'd have hated it. Okay, good. I've got a good feeling about all this. I think you're right where you need to be, even if I was, kind of dumb about getting you here. Hey, I've got to get back to the office. Have a good lunch, okay? I can feel the distant rumble of a frozen box of pizza bagels taunting me from the recently repaired employee break room. Yeah, okay, and you have a good rest of the hours of your day, yeah? You bet. I'm okay with this. Everything is fine. Right? Right. What I need right now is a distraction, and frozen pizza bagels are most certainly not it. My pocket money is really slim, but I think I need to step out for some fresh air and treat myself to a better lunch than that. And hey, maybe some company too. Nice and distracting. Talking to someone about anything other than this. Let's see who's available. Well, Ashley's out on mascot duty today. Not often that both floor attendants can go on break at the same time. Take advantage of that and see if Ashley wants to grab some chow. On the plus side, I will not be lunching with Pinky the Fun Plush Flamingo. She's in her civvies today.
Oh, hi!
Hey, Dan, what's up? Kitchen on fire again? Not yet, and to avoid it happening again, I suggest having lunch somewhere else. You know, I was just about to suggest that. Both not burning down the kitchen and going out for a bite. Sounds great. Ashley's a well of infectious joy, and I could really use some of that right now, especially after this morning. Oh, hey, I know where we could go. You haven't been to the whole story yet, have you? No, not yet. I've been existing off of all these pizza bagels. I do love me some pizza bagels, especially the sausage ones. I wonder how they make all those tiny little sausages fit on those bite-sized morsels. Like, is it on a conveyor belt with lots of sharp blades? Dropping down at insane speeds? You wouldn't want to be caught under that, no way. Focus, Ashley. Whole story? Oh yeah, it's an adorable little bookstore that also sells coffee and donuts. Get it? Whole story? Not a fan of puns, I take it. Nevertheless, I got a hankering for some mini donuts. Let's go! Despite coming to this little strip mall for 2 weeks, I hadn't actually visited our neighbors. Mostly I did whatever needed doing, took orders from Gavin, lent a hand to Ashley and Naomi, things like that. Whatever the job happened to call for, no more, no less. Couldn't say I'd been a part of any community outside the immediate circle of my coworkers, whereas the others visited Whole Story frequently. Oh, I accidentally hit X while I was adjusting. Ashley leads the way into a shop that smells strangely of dusty old books and sugary sweetness. I don't think I'd ever been in a little independent bookstore. Or a bookstore at all, for that matter. 20XTX, who buys books in their brick-and-mortar stores anymore? A lot of people. But despite the subdued atmosphere compared to the arcade, there are customers present and accounted for, sipping coffee, reading old tomes, and, yeah, munching donuts. Ashley secures a tiny table for us before directing me to the bar. Hang out, what the heck is with this menu? It's organized by the Dewey Decimal System? I'll have the Judy Bloom. It's a bunch of mini donuts. And hey, my treat, okay? I mumble out of thanks, trying not to make a big deal of it. Cash is tight, and boutique cafe pastries wouldn't help my situation much. A pair of middle-aged guys wait to take my order. Hey, I'd like, You know what? Surprise me. What's your favorite donut? We're gonna do a brash, option for the first time. Hey, what's good? What's your favorite order from the menu?
One Terry Pratchett coming up, a jam pastry with Clatchy and coffee.
The second fellow puts together my order and also drops a small paperback book onto the tray featuring a many-legged wooden travel trunk on the cover. Huh, a literary lunch.
With alliteration, apparently.
Say, you work at the Funplex, don't you?
I love the line reads for Ben and Matt.
Right, we've seen you walk past our doors every morning and evening.
Like clockwork, tick-tock.
Right, sorry, I should have introduced myself. Floor Attendant Dan at your service. I'm your inside guy for tokens and tickets.
Oh, we are lousy at video games.
Totally lousy.
But Francine's just a peach, isn't she?
Sweetest dame you'll ever meet.
Regardless, welcome to The Whole Story. I'm Ben.
I'm Matt.
No relation to the actors.
Although they're cuties, and so are we.
Oh, stop.
Stop being cute? Never.
Apparently the sugar is available in forms other than round and holy.
Anyway, don't let us stop you from having fun on your little date.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's not a date.
Just friends, then? Friendly friends on a play date?
Maybe the real date was the friends we made along the way.
I'd say the real friends were the friends we made along the way.
What if the way was also the real friends who were the real friends we made along the way?
This is getting a little too deep.
Okay, now you're just being silly.
And how?
Anyway, next order, please.
Ben and Matt, it's such, like, those two voice actors did such a great job. And I'm sure we'll see more of them later. Pair waits the next customer in as I return to Ashley Staple with their orders on a nicely decorated wooden tray.
Oh, wow!
These mini donuts are just so cute. Ashley holds up a tiny donut in her hands like a chipmunk holding an acorn. She looks down at the tiny pastry and her eyes sparkle before she takes a bite. Closing her eyes, the corners of her mouth curl into a wide smile. Man, it's so yummy. I could eat these all day. Wish I could have Ashley's enthusiasm about eating food, but same old pizza bagels, day after day, zulling out my palate. Ashley's face changes from pure delight to concern. Hey, Dan, is everything okay? You're your normal self today. You seem a little off. It's been an interesting morning. Kind of hard to wrap my head around everything. Hey, I know how those days go. I mean, I feel lost and confused sometimes. There are days where it's especially rough. You too, huh? Me too, huh? Guess it happens to the best of us.
I know it seems totally unlike me, but honestly, deep down I'm scared. I feel like I don't really know who I am. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, I don't know who this person is who is staring back at me. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I know I am Ashley Wolf.
Okay, so I hadn't intended for us to have a
That's
last
all.
name. I didn't realize.
What makes up Ashley Wolf?
I literally didn't intend for us to have the same last name. That's a weird irony. It's no relation, promise.
Who am I? Who am I really? That's what I'm searching for.
Not that a bunch of you don't already know for my last names that used to be on my Twitter, but, you know, I just wanted to go with the Wolf last name. Surprise, real last name is not Wolf. That took an unusually serious tone compared to Ashley's usual chipper attitude. And I can't say I entirely get what she means about not knowing who she is. Well, no, I kinda get it. Considering I don't know what I want from life, what you want and who you are often link ideas, right? But Ashley looks so forlorn. I can't just sit by and say nothing. I won't let this silence drown her out. We're gonna get through this scene, and then I'm gonna take a stretch break. Going steady again. I wonder if Ashley uses cosplay as a way to help explain her world, to discover things she couldn't obtain without it. Cosplay helps you find what you're looking for, right? Ashley looks shocked and slightly embarrassed. Whoa, how'd you guess? You psychic? You have to tell me if you're psychic. Those are the psychic rules. No, it just makes sense, I guess. We all have our masks, do we not? Yeah, we do. When I reflect on my life, I really do love cosplay, and I love the rush it brings. I get to be whoever I want. Whatever I want. I can be a starship captain, an elf, giant pink flamingo mascot even. I don't have to worry about Ashley. I can focus on being someone else. I feel awkward in my own skin. When I'm in costume, I feel like I'm at my fullest potential. I feel comfortable. I think cosplay has really helped me understand some things about myself that I couldn't see before I started doing this. I just want to be able to love the person I am when I find them. Knowing you, I think you'll do just fine there. If you can smile for the kiddies through a pink flamingo mask, you can smile for yourself. I hope so. Really do. Ashley looks off again longingly for a second before snapping back to attention. Oh my, I've just talked your ear right off.
Beep beep.
Hey, lunchtime is over, Dan. Yep, right on time. Hey, thanks for listening, Dan. I mean it. You know, you ever want to talk about your problems? I'm here. I mean, I'm here at the Funplex, yeah. But like, yeah, I'm here for you too. So friends are for. I totally know I might be overstepping my bounds here, but I feel like lately you're just going through the motions at the Funplex. Huh? No, things are great with me in the Funplex. You punch in and out. You punch in and punch out right on time, sure. For what I've seen, Dan, you have so much potential. The flame burns deep inside. You just gotta dig down and bring out that light, you know? You do great things, I just know it. My bitrate is just dying. Alright, I'll be right back. You know, to see if I can fix this somewhere else. I'm gonna take a quick stretch break. Sorry to do this mid-scene. Alright, I think I fixed it. I think there was a program trying to run updates or something on my laptop, and that's what was killing my bitrate. Forget jumping in, by the way. Don't forget to join us over at G1 Game Days. Tonight we're going to be playing some Virtua Fighter 5 on the PS4 at 7 o'clock. At 10 o'clock we're going to have the podcast. I'm probably going to be on it. I think we're trying to get as many people as we can, because we're not going to watch a movie this time. We're not going to do our Game Club games, because that'll be next podcast. But we are going to do E3 wrap-up. We're just going to chat about E3. You know, we'll go through our weeks, we'll chat about E3, we'll throw it to the chat for questions, and then that'll probably be the whole podcast, so... I think it's also going to be more than 3 hosts, if there are more than 3 hosts available that want to be on it, so we can get as many opinions and stuff as we can. Anyway, Ashley told us that we'll do great things. She just knows it. And I've totally delayed you long enough. We should get back to Gavin before he notices we're gone. Okay. Sorry, I checked, checking my Discord real quick. We're having a hell of a, D&D game next month. Hosted by Kate Welsh. The players are Jack Black, Reggie Watts, Lauren Lapkus, Jay and Silent Bob, and a special guest. That's going to be a chaotic. Time for the afternoon shift. That's usually when things heat up after the quiet mornings. More kids coming in after school, more pro gamers rolling in with their crews. I'm heading back to my desk, ready to take care of what needs taken care of when I'm intercepted en route. Dan, Ashley, you're both back. Good, I was hoping to catch you before we left. Ooh, what's up? Hamza's up.
Okay.
He is? Huh, okay. Ashley, I'll bring the van around shortly. Dan, you'll be flying solo today. Wait, hold on, hang on. What's happening exactly? Who's Hamza? Hamza's a game finder and auctioneer. He gives next to no notice of when a new block of games will be going under the gavel, so we need to move. Ashley, Naomi, Francine, and I will be going to his auction for the rest of the afternoon while you run the Funplex. My first instinct is to nod and go along with it. Gavin's a law around these parts. But Ashley's words are still dangling away in my mind. Doing what needs doing is great and all, but maybe I need to step up a bit more. Plus, the idea of being trapped in here during our heaviest hours with no support was hardly appealing. Don't be jokey. Me? Seriously? Do we know nothing about the Great Kitchen Fire incident of 20XEX that Dan exudes an aura of perpetual bad luck? That cruddy old microwave exploding had nothing to do with your pizza rolls. Pizza bagels! Whatever. Hey, hang on, I get a say in this too, right? As a fellow floor attendant? I feel like such a third wheel at those auctions anyway. Let Dan be the third wheel. Let me handle the floor. I'll be the finest third wheel you've ever met. Trust me. I want to do more than I've been doing. Different things. New things. Show some initiative. Like... I suppose it wouldn't change much to bring Dan instead, but no costume time today, Ashley. I need non-plush fingers on duty in case of ticket jams. Pinky can stay in storage for the afternoon. I'm just have to be helping folks out one way or another. I need to go get the van. Wait out front, please. It'll probably be closed by the time you get back, so we'll see you in the morning. Floor attendant Ashley away! Leaving me waiting outside with my 2 traveling companions. Not much time to chat, however, as Gavin pulls his van and a rental trailer around. Oh my, how exciting. I rarely go on adventures these days. Just a quick trip, ma'am. Any trip is an adventure if you make it one, shall we? 4 of us pile in and it's off to the highway. And of course those are the colors of the van. No flowers, but of course those are the colors of the van. Gavin, consulting a driving map on his phone, leads us out of the city via a series of weird turns and back roads. Trust me, this will save time in the long run. Where's Hamza set up this time? On site is some abandoned estate just outside town. It's about to be torn down, but they found a trove of arcade games in the basement.
Woohoo!
So exciting! I love arcade raids. Arcade auctions. Raids. Auctions. You guys got an arcade English dictionary I could borrow? Francine without looking up from her knitting answers. A raid is when a bunch of collectors get together and rescue games before they can be junked by their original owner. An auction is where someone sells off their arcade games one at a time to a crowd of active bidders. So which is this, a raid or an auction? It's both, dearie. Hamza, that sweet boy, buys up private collections before they can be thrown away. He rescues them from that terrible fate and then auctions off his finds. Sort of. Alright, now I'm fuzzy on the sort of part. I'm the newbie here, remember? Well, okay, so Hamza's obviously auctions off games for cash money. He's a very whimsical kind of guy. Once I saw him trade off a vintage Burger Time in exchange for someone's super secret chili recipe, passed down through generations of family. In other words, he's just on the edge of being a loon. This would be a lot simpler if it was just a raid. We pay up front, we declare what games we want, and we cart them away. Instead, he ambushes us with these impromptu auctions and makes us come down there to entertain his whims.
Wonderful.
I think it's sweet. He wants to make sure games go to good homes, to people who really want them, even if they can't pay. Really, we should be honored we got an invitation. He's trying to cut out the big franchise arcades like Deco's Palace and help the little guys like us. It's inefficient and relies entirely on keeping on Hamza's good side. Huh. I mean, I'm guessing Hamza's the sort of person who would let a kid have the game of his dreams for free. He doesn't care about money, he cares about people, am I right? Directamundo. Hamza's a great guy. Is he hard to predict? Sure. He's got a big heart, and that means something in this business. Not enough big hearts left some days. Yeah, because that's how you pay the bills and keep the doors open, by having a big heart. I won't deny we can sometimes squeak out a trade that's practically a steal thanks to his personal modus operandi. But let's not push too far here. You need to temper our expectations a little, I suspect.
I think not.
We don't have room to add many more games, especially relics like Hamza usually deals in. What about the offsite storage unit? We can just rotate games in and out more often. Nearly full to bursting, and not cheap for us to rent on a monthly basis. I'm not saying we have to go home empty-handed. Certainly a few holes in our roster we can fill. Should we find an excellent deal and beat the other bidders. But consider this, above anything else, a way to maintain relations with Hamza, even if we don't end up bidding.
Now, Naomi. Gavin knows the numbers. I'm in favor of making our little funplex more and more fun, but floor space is finite. And Gavin, remember, if we find some darling little game Naomi would lavish adoration upon, we can always retire an older game. Life, my young friends, is a series of trade-offs.
Well, isn't it better to, not just settle and compromise all the time?
Well, now, there are trade-offs, and there are trade-offs. It's silly to say that you should never compromise, as silly as it is to say you should always compromise. It's what you compromise that defines who you are. You're all so young yet. You've time to make mistakes in learning what trade you need to make.
Unless you don't make rent on your apartment, or your stomach is growling. Iris and Juniper have pushed me to stop settling for less out of life, to stand up for myself and my happiness. I've done just that without regret, so everything should be fine now, right? Right. New default topic diversion, the weather. Well, at least it's a nice day for an outing, right? Oh, come on! Wonderful. Glad I packed plastic bags to wrap cabinets in, just in case. Sir Gavin, always thinking ahead. Trying to protect your investments, huh? From Hamza's invitation, it seems this arcade was largely abandoned and left to rot, or rather not add water damage to the ailments these games are already suffering. It's so sad when we come across a wonderful game that's just ruined beyond repair. Most collectors show their collections a lot of love, but Others just don't care. You can find old games in barns, you supposed to see elements and falling apart. I suppose this is one thing we can easily agree on. It's important to take care of your games. For the resale value, you mean? What broken games are no fun to play with? And it's a shame to see a classic in terrible condition. Consider pinball. Pinball games are very prone to breakdowns, particularly older ones. To experience them in their glory, you need to show them care. Even beyond a busted game earning no quarters, it feels like a waste to allow an enjoyable game lie fallow. No waste of true potential. Huh, good point. Not to see these two getting along better, even if Naomi kept preemptively attacking him along the way there. With the rain pounding down on the van roof, conversation gets a bit difficult. Gradually, everybody resumes fiddling about with their phones, or knitting, or, driving. Leading me to wonder, exactly where is this auction and or raid happening anyway? We've been driving for some time, leaving the city far behind. What would a massive trove of arcade games be doing this far out into the sticks? Maybe it's some closed-down roller rink, or an old bowling alley, or maybe it's a creepy old house that's likely haunted by exactly 87,194 ghosts. I love how they keep using that on Bear Mountain for any of these spooky sections. Ah, the classic Wolf Duck can play, so majestically awful. Gavin pulls up alongside any number of other vans and trucks. We're here a little late, it seems. Good grief, is this really the auction site? Creepy, definitely creepy. At least an 8 on the creepometer. An old home has character, I feel. Let's not judge it by the exterior, shall we? With all speed, the group hurries inside to get away from the weather. A large group has already gathered in the foyer of the crumbling estates, but one rushes forward to greet us in a blur as the others pay little mind.
Greetings, friends.
Hamza.
Hamza welcomes our friends from the Funplex. Welcome, welcome. Gavin, stalwart as ever. Naomi, love what you've done with your hair. Miss Francine, a beauty surpassed only by your wisdom.
All Naomi gets is a compliment on her hair? Okay. Oh, fresh.
And a new player, it seems. Who might you be?
Dan Wolf.
I see. Greetings to you and yours. I am known as Hamza, seeker of antiquity, finder of things lost, player of games. And welcome to, well, not my home, but a place where Hamza shall provide hospitality regardless.
Seeker of antiquity? I was unaware Reagan-era amusement machines were antiques on par with the Turin Shroud. You have fire indeed, but rest assured, many a holy grail may lurk in the arcade below. You may even find your own relic of a holy nature by Eve's end. Alas, I've not a moment to enjoy your fine company, Nen. Perhaps later, but for now, it is time. Clapping twice for attention, Hamza rallies a small crowd in the room to begin the proceedings. Friends, companions, longtime allies of the noble art of the arcade, welcome. Welcome to Donnawood. Its story begins nearly 30 years ago when legendary pop musician Donna Michaels, singer of such hits as Thrilling and Mama Don't Mope, did a stately pleasure Dome Decree. Here, the reclusive idol crafted a private amusement park, a petting zoo, and an arcade. Alas, she can only enjoy this paradise for a short 10 years before her tragic death. Needless to say, this estate has fallen on hard times ever since. In this year shall be torn down to make way for condominiums. But not before we have our say. Can you imagine if they pulled down Dollywood and just put condos in this place?
Friends, those games that Donna Michaels cherished still lurk one floor below, ready to be rescued from such a terrible fate. It is our moral imperative to do so. I have paid the estate owners a princely sum for the entire lot. Now, Hamza parcels them out to you. By all means, browse the collection. See which pieces sing out to you. On the far table, you shall find refreshments, grapes, sparkling wine, and delicacies from my travels. Mingle, cavote, and we shall begin the auction in 1 hour's time.
So what's happening in that top left corner that keeps making dust fall? Indeed, a lavishly arranged table probably costs more than any single arcade game put together is descended upon by the invitees soon after. I feel like I'm attending some ancient Roman celebration of debauchery and gluttony. An arcade raid, or an arcade auction, or whatever. Donna Michaels, I knew it! I should have recognized Donna when we pulled in, but it was raining too hard. Who? You've never heard of Donna Michaels? She was the hottest musical act of 1980X. Cavorting is happening in the corner. Naomi, I was born in 1990X. I'm totally plugging my phone into the van stereo so we can blast Girls Just Want to Play Games all the way home. But first, I'm gonna go check out the cabinets in our arcade. I'm not really into mingling. Later. He dashes off with all speed, heading for the stairs leading below. Suppose I should go network a bit. Hobbs' events always draw an interesting crowd of rival arcade owners. Heading for the foodstuffs, Gavin arranges himself a plate, but he has an excuse to hang around and eavesdrop on the other collectors. Leading me to, do stuff? Now I see why Ashley was bored at these events. Gavin schmoozes, Naomi analyzes finds, and Francine is already napping in a chair. I've got nothing to do. Well, when in doubt, find someone who knows what they're doing and stick to them like glue. We'll go browse as opposed to schmooze. I'd rather see the games. This would be actual me, too. If I got to be in an arcade auction, I'd be like, y'all are probably great people, but let me see the goods. Let me see all these old cabinets. Again, we gotta go to an arcade again. And be surrounded by arcade cabinets. It's a great time. I'm not really interested in the arcade version of Game of Thrones going on up here. Gavin can handle these guys. Me, I want to see his legendary arcade Hamza was talking up, so I head downstairs to join Naomi. Whoa. Someone knocked several over. We were just pushing. Come on now. Is this a private collection or a full-fledged arcade? I was expecting a handful of games and a pool table or something. Not this. This is easily 3 times larger than the Funplex itself. Even code in dust and disrepair. It's awe-inspiring. It's also hard to find anyone in this maze of tightly packed games. Invitees are browsing the available stock. Decide it was worth bidding on, making it as crowded as well. But eventually I locate Naomi, practically cuddling a narrow-looking TMNT machine. No! Dan, look, a 2-player variant of TMNT. Generally released in the Oceania region. Such a rare find. That game was originally 4-player. Why would anybody want a version with only 2 joysticks? Well, because I mean, it's rare, it's a find. It's less fun. Not the point. Anyway, it's hard to find one of these, 2-player or 4-player. I'd love to have it for the arcade. I'd love to have that, and this one, and this one, and... Oh, if only I could take all these home with me. I mean, some of them had water damage, others likely have busted CRTs and controls. They all need work, but... I recall the game she was working on when I first met her. Extensive repairs needed just to make it playable. So not only would you have to bid and win the game, but you'd have hours of work and plenty of spare parts to purchase ahead of you. I know, isn't it great? Is there a nice way to say this? You really love bringing a broken old game back to working order, huh?
Yeah!
Absolutely, these games deserve to shine, as they once did ages ago. I can turn back the clock and let them be what they truly can be. Let people play them as they were, in their prime. There's no greater feeling. You enjoyed the challenge of restoration, too. Repairing hardware, replacing damaged art, the problem-solving of broken monitors. Oh, you know me so well, Dan, exactly. And all that is admirable. I really love how happy these projects make you, Naomi. But there's a flip side. How much time does it take to restore a game? I'd say if it's in good shape, maybe a few hours. If really a wreck and needs extra love, a few days. Maybe weeks if the parts are a back order. Okay, now think of the games we currently have and how many still need work. or break down frequently. Can you take on a bunch of new projects? Well, I could make the time work late, right? You know, the girl with bottomless energy has her limits. Naomi sighs, frustration building. It's not
fair.
The voice line, okay.
I'm not dense. I know there's only so much we can realistically do, so many projects I can actually take on. But I wish I could do more. I wish we could do more. The Funplex has never really been a success.
Welcome back,
Even
Sean.
Before I came on board, it was always struggling to stay afloat. I joined it because so few arcades still have the games I love.
We're in a creepy basement of a former pop star's palatial estate, getting ready for an auction to try to buy some games, maybe, for the arcade.
But I can't turn our situation around, can I? No matter how hard I try. This was my first job. Part of me is hoping it'll be my last job, too. That I can happily spend all my days tinkering with these wonderful games. Every kid says they want to be a fireman or an astronaut or a robot cop or something, but nobody actually ends up doing that. Except me. I wanted to fix up arcade games, and that's what I'm doing. It's all I ever wanted to do. So, when I see all these old, broken games, I just want to show them the love I can give. I could be happy working on them for the rest of my life.
Wow, that's dedication. And really? You went straight from school to an arcade job? I mean, I've meandered from job to job, never really sure what I wanted. That's normal, right?
Yeah!
Oh, definitely. I'm the oddball here. It's funny, I followed my heart and found just what I wanted, what I needed, and now, well... Now I'm scared someday it'll all come to an end. The Funplex will close.
And if the Funplex goes under, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. All I ever wanted was to work in an arcade. And I'm literally living my dream.
And now I feel bad for bringing down her day. Hey, look, you never know, right? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find a game down here that brings in thundering herds of players. Right. It's a slim hope, and we both know it, but Naomi clings to it immediately. Eagerly. My low bank balance and rumbling stomach mean I need to cling to that hope as well. I made my choice. Now I need to make that choice work. I just need to find the right game. Something nobody's played in a long time. Something that'll tug at the nostalgia strings. It's difficult finding the right balance, especially in the year 20xcx. A lot of these games are on life support. Borrowed time. But they can be repaired, right? Well, yeah. For now. The CRTs, monitors that power these old games, or LCDs and now 3D flats started replacing them. They're in short supply. Nobody makes them anymore. I mean, who buys a tube-based TV anymore? Nobody. It's all high definition, that dumb 3D projection tech, which looks awful. Nobody appreciates a good CRT anymore. Aren't high-def displays way cheaper, though? I've seen some old games running them in other arcades. Wrong is what they are. The games weren't designed for pixel-perfect flat panels. They're designed for fuzzy tubes. Pictures look weird on LCD. Even 2 weeks in, I'm still fuzzy myself on a lot of this stuff. But I grew up in the internet age. I'm silicon literate. I got opinions. I mean, it's however you want. Just read the X. The game reads it by censoring it. Like if someone's actually talking, like Francine in the first chapter. I started this way back in 1970. Beep. So, you know, however. Give me something like the funny fuzzy image. So it's a problem of having spare parts on hand in long term. Short of building our own factory for cranking out TV tubes, there's a temporary fix. Buy some cheap common games and use them as organ donors.
Ugh.
No, and ruin a classic? Cheap and common, Naomi. Not some rare find, but one that's still readily available. You can even keep the cabinet itself so it can be restored later if need be. Point is, mixing and matching the guts will keep more fragile games afloat.
Makes sense.
Well... yeah, basically. And so we're not going to specifically actually date this game, so... There's a trick to give you decade without actually giving you, like, a year to make this, like, a concrete... This is exactly how it happened, although you can argue that, you know, the video game crash is a pretty well-known event. Well, I mean... Okay, yeah, that does make sense. I bet I could sell Gavin on that idea, too. You need more rental storage, but it mean less ordering parts and less downtime. Okay, I'll see if there's anything down here that nobody would want and nobody would need.
Thank you.
You know, I'm glad you're with us at the Funplex. Whether you take my side or Gavin's side, it's just nice to have someone who cares about games around. Ashley's fun, but she's way more into cosplay than gaming. It's kind of odd, you know? What? I feel like I'm not alone. I know it sounds a little dramatic, but I'm so used to toiling away in my little workshop with Ashley and Gavin not really caring about the things I love. They're kind enough to me and friendly. Well, Ashley is, but ever since you showed up, I feel like there's someone with me. It's odd. I'm not complaining, though. I guess it just takes getting used to after years of feeling perfectly content to be alone. Away from strangers, crowds, I mean, it's not really my thing. I don't like to network like Gavin does or socialize like Ashley does. And now I'm making things weird, so I'm gonna stop there. Besides, I'm just about done taking inventory down here. How about you and I... Suddenly shouting and stomping of feet from the floor above. What the? Sounds like there's a fight or something going on up there. I think we better go see what's what. Quickly, we hurry upstairs. What's going on? I heard shouting. Hamza has ejected a representative of the dark carnival known as Deko's Palace from our midst. Not soon enough, in Hamza's opinion. Oh, okay, I guess everything's fine then? Excuse me, I'm gonna go get my work apron on since we'll be moving games soon. Naomi, if you don't mind, after you change, we should coordinate our wish list. I want to get that settled before the auction begins. No, don't leave me alone with the Bacchanalian Orgy Master. Where did that statement come from? Excellent. Now, let us resume the social amusements and jocularities. Dan Wolf, you will speak, yes? Hamza leads me off away from the chattering crowd, presumably not to eat me, yell at me, or anything like that. Also, I don't know why we're thinking in this way.
I make it a point to get to know all who attend my gatherings. Clearly, I have been remiss, as I allowed one who works with the hated Deko Nami to enter.
Ah, dang it. I know there's a tweet about why they named him Deko Nami. I can't... I haven't found it yet. See if I can find it. I just can't remember what the first part of the Deko Nami thing is. The problem is if I try to search it, then I'm probably mostly going to get stuff actually from Arcade Spirits. Or, like, not from Arcade Spirits themselves. I can type. You can't see it, but I can't type. Is I can find, you know, it gives me like their tweet about it, about the casting, which will be another big name, but I just don't know if I'll actually be able to find that particular tweet again. This has been forever. There's going to be a lot of tweets about The casting, for instance, the casting call. I know, like, the deco part was, like, deco is a specific reference, like, arcade reference, but I can't remember what it is. And also the evil guy is at Konami, because fuck Konami. And all the terrible things they're doing with their games. The pun is very intentional. I won't be able to find it.
Hamza would like to know you better, my friend. Not that Hamza assumes you to be a spy, of course. It is simply a matter of what is proper and right.
Oh, here we go. Konami's name is the Deco cassette system, which let arcade games load programs off tapes, and named after Konami because fuck Konami. I got it. I scrolled enough. I'm just a floor attendant for the Funplex. Not much else to say.
Come now. Surely there's more to you than that. Share with Hamza.
Deco cassette system. Because there was a time where games just came on cassettes. That was Data East. Okay. You know, but it was the first arcade game that allowed owners to switch games, because you could put in a cassette, and not, you know, just a general compact cassette, and change the game, because you can put data on those magnetic tapes too. Yep, Commodore and Sinclair used to do that as well. But those were home computers, aren't arcade games.
Consider me an impartial third party. Surely there are matters that occupy your mind which would be inappropriate to air to your business partners?
Hell, Lazy Game Reviews found a slightly more modern computer backup system that used VHS cassettes. It's magnetic tape. It holds data. You know, it's a weird way to do it, but it works. Okay, this guy is clearly on a fishing expedition for dirt. Considering the high court of arcade royalty I'm supping with, maybe it's best not to give him anything. I just got a horse in my arch. It's the best feeling. I also don't want to make relations difficult for the Funplex if this guy is really leading a supplier of cheap arcade games. I won't bore you with my whole story. The TLDR is that my family's had a curse of foul luck for quite a few years. Oh yeah. Briggs' last name is Sinclair, another tie-in. The first console to have exchangeable cartridges was the Fairchild Model F. And that's Naomi's last name. References. Wolf, I don't know if there's a specific reference that Wolf is for Ashley's last name, and I don't remember anyone else's last name off the top of my head. Moving from city to city, job to job, after I left home, I couldn't find stable work. Not until the Funplex, I guess. I'm determined to make this work, but I'll admit I'm in a vulnerable position. It's not exactly a jet-setting executive role.
Hamza agrees.
Oh yes, I've seen this dilemma you face. I've seen it many times before, in fact. Including firsthand. Yes, I have known hardship. We all have. In the course of events. You are not alone in that condition, Dan.
Hamza began as a mere urban explorer and hunter of rare objects for a wealthy buyer in Dubai. You see, many debts pursued me. And in return for assistance in paying them, I stocked the arcade of his dreams. In time, my patron released me entirely from the woes of debt.
It's possible. Ah, hello. Possible, John. It's a bit of a stretch, but who knows. It could have just been a name picked. But it clearly wasn't reflected on my own last name because it was actually voiced.
They were difficult years. Productive years.
I just accidentally managed to pick the same last name as Ashley.
Hamza learned how to use the mystique of being Hamza to better achieve his goals. Now I stand before you with power, and with hard-earned respect for that power. I leverage it to ensure that those who respect games as I do can enjoy them, even if they lack coin. But yes, I have known hardship. We all have in the course of events. You are not alone in that condition, my friend.
Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something too? Sean, yes. Actually, there is a character creation that allows you to have he, she, or they pronouns. You also can pick 3 lengths for your hair, pick your skin color, eye color, hair color, and clothes color. And obviously your name. There is a sequel coming, Arcade Cirrus: The New Challengers. I think it's going to be... I think they're shooting for early next year, but don't quote me on that. I think I've seen that. And that has, like, 18 pronoun options. Which, Stefan also pointed out, took him, like, 5 extra minutes to code and cost him a bag of chips that he bought to celebrate after. Like, it was not hard for him to put this into the game. Yeah, I can, I don't know, I could boot up the Steam version and show you real quick. You have the means, maybe to give it a go. I mean, it's on, like I said, it's on all the consoles. It's PS4, Xbox, let me pull up the site. PS4, Xbox, Switch. It's on WinMax and Linux, on Steam and on itch.io. So it's available on a lot of consoles. Or it's on, like, just about every platform. And I just don't think it's mobile. I think it's about the only platform it's not on. Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something, too?
No. You will need the will to dream, and the will to work. The will to make the trade-offs that will bring you closer to your ambitions.
And it is also, at the very least, on sale right now on the eShop, on the Switch. Here, if you have a Switch or not. Not currently on sale on Steam. Which is weird, because they're doing a special, there's a Season of Pride sale going on, but this is not part of it, which seems weird. Not on sale on itch. Sometimes it's hard because if you already own the game. Also, I can type. Not on sale on the Xbox. Oh, the PlayStation is the one that would matter here. It is not currently on sale on the PS4, unfortunately. But, oh, keep an eye out, though. While I close things I don't mean to close. No, a Switch. Fair enough. Unfortunately, Switch is the only console it's on sale for on currently, but it's also like $20, so it's not a massive you know, it's not a massively expensive game. The will to make the trade-offs that will bring you closer to your ambitions. Francine was mentioning something about that earlier. Wisdom and beauty, that is Francine. I'm trying not to make trade-offs, though, not to settle. My parents, they gave up on so much just to barely scrape by. Ah, that is a puzzle, is it not? What to trade? Allow me to regale you with the story. Hamza makes a sweeping gesture to the beautiful ruin of the Donnawood Mansion, and to an oil painting hanging on the wall. If you got a Switch, you'd just end up being a Smash or Mario Kart machine. I mean, mine has mostly been an Animal Crossing and Zelda machine lately, but a lot of good stuff on there. A A lot of good, very varied stuff. It's definitely worth looking around. And there's a lot of crap on there, too. I'll be totally honest. The Switch has had the same problem that, like, the Wii had, where Nintendo just kind of let anything be on there. So you just get a bunch of garbage. Like, someone just straight up added a calculator app for, like, $10. And it used to be that you'd get stuff for like pennies because it'd be a thing where they would hope that you'd buy something for like 5 cents and then remember the developer and then buy the next thing for more. So they would just put stuff on sale to an absurd degree, and Nintendo finally recognized what was happening and put a stop to it. All right. At one time, Donna Michaels was a star on the rise. She had all she could ever desire and indulged in her desires all day long. But so indulgent was she that she failed to maintain the work that brought her there. After her second album didn't meet expectations, she lost interest. For years, she lurked in these walls as a recluse, playing games for hours and hours. Rumor has it that she was found dead with her beloved arcade, and still wrapped around a glowing joystick. She starved to death, lost in a game. I'd say that's ridiculous, but I've seen Percy play for hours and hours at a time. And now, her lost and aimless spirit haunts this very place. Adrift as a ghost in the machine. Too spoopy for me, man. Too spoopy indeed. And obviously a grim fairy tale rather than the reality, but I feel there is an important truth buried in the myth. I ask you, was Donna's life spiritually satisfying? She didn't need to make any more albums, she wanted for nothing and had everything. You can even say she died doing what she loved, playing games. Okay, but she still died. There's no getting around that.
Hamza agrees.
Precisely. So many years thrown away, refusing the world around her in favor of a dream. A dream is a lovely thing, Dan, but you must balance a dream in one hand and the world in the other. At all times. I mean, Marilyn Monroe, that. Also, Dolly Parton, because we're literally in Donnawood. There's clearly a little Dolly Parton, although she's a pop star, so it's a mishmash of references. Naomi, she clings to her dream. Gavin, he clings to the world. Neither of them are truly happy as a result. And what of you, Dan? Do you seek to be truly happy? You know, duh. What else was I going to answer except yes? But Hamza pressed a finger to my lips to silence me. Nope, touching. We've known each other for 10 minutes. Hold that thought. The auction is about to begin. Hamza claps twice, calling the room to attention.
Greetings, friends.
Let us proceed to the arcade below. We have many games to bid on, all of which must be out the door by morning. As always, I will accept alternate bids. But test not the patience of Hamza. If your bid is not a serious offer, the hours go short. Any titles which find no takers will go to my own collection. But my hope is to find a happy home for every machine, one which will love and respect these games. Motions for me in particular to follow as the group files downstairs. I'm pretty sure you actually help bust the Dekonami employee if you stay upstairs with Gavin. This way, this way. A bunch of folding chairs have been set up in front of a large HD TV. One of Hamza's assistants loads up a photo slideshow of the games on offer as the group settles in. Also, like, you know, obviously the game was made before, but like, especially post-COVID times, like, don't touch my mouth, especially a guy I've met for like 10 minutes. What's wrong with you? Hey, shouldn't Francine be here for this? It's technically her money. She trusts the two of us to make the right decisions on purchasing games. Plus, I'd hate to interrupt her nap, or her knitting. Or both. I swear she can knit in her sleep. Oh, I'm just so nervous. I think I'm gonna go browse the games again, see if there's any I missed. It's so dark down here. I could swear I didn't see them all. How about you, Dan? You want to watch the auction with me, or go help Naomi and search the arcade? I'm fine either way. Ultimately, you're only here to help us lug our purchases out the door, so do whatever you like. Thanks, I think. I'm gonna go after Naomi. It's hard to see your way now that the sun's gone down. Naomi might get lost. Technically, the sun's been blocked by clouds all afternoon. Still a factual statement. As you like. Try to dissuade her from dropping more items into the wish list if you can. Right, now to find Naomi. Not the roaming crowd of arcade collectors actively roaming. I'm gonna see if I can get some time with Gavin, but I'm going with my gut, and I would rather see the games. Oh, there's now called Smool that's like Twitch things. Dope. I mean, yeah, channel what works. Without the roaming crowd of arcade collectors and actively roaming, this place actually feels super empty. Super dark. Super creepy. By the time I actually locate her, I can't even see the auction. I'm deep in the virtual woods. And she's staring into a darkened corner. She's possessed by the ghost of Donna Michaels, isn't she? I'm about to get spooked. I'm about to get spooked so hard. Oh, Dan.
Look! Look!
As I'm tearing my skin off and shrieking like a banshee, Naomi just points to the exposed back of an arcade game, old wood having rotted away years ago. And then inside, nestled beneath the circuit's monitor tubes. Aw, it's a sleepy mother cat with several sleepy kittens. I feel a burning need to post a picture of this to the internet.
Yeah, I already took care of that.
Well done. Okay, as long as someone did.
Huh. The cabinets back here have a lot of water damage and wood rot. I guess this kitty and her family took shelter some time ago. But someone's gonna buy this game soon, and then they won't have a home anymore.
Whenever you're ready, Sean. I didn't think you'd be a cat person. Or a people person, for that matter. Wonder if there's a way. As B doesn't do anything. Start is obviously pause. RB just brings up our scoreboard. Again, this is giving us way more Naomi points, but we haven't had a chance to see Percy this time. I was just thinking if there's a way I could, like, drop the, drop this if we want to see, like, full art. But it doesn't appear to be, at least on console, so that's fine. I mean, you strike me more as a game person, as in you'd give your games cute names and preen them and have way too many of them in one apartment than is healthy.
Hey, I'm not that game obsessed. Well, okay, maybe I am. But as much as I'd also love to save the game these cats call home, the cats are more important than any silly arcade game.
And it's true. Despite claiming to be antsy around strangers, she's been nothing but friendly to me, even giving me her lunch the first day I got here. No, there's not an equivalent on console that I can tell. Because I'm hitting all the buttons and nothing's happening. As much as folks in the arcade consider her to be a bit game obsessed, there's clearly more to Naomi than being a one-note otaku. Yeah, nothing, babe.
We've got to do something for the kitties. So what should we do?
Buy the game, maybe? Then you can save both of them.
Tempting, but I'm already pushing my luck with my wish list. I can't add a game we don't need just to save these cats.
You think they have room in your house for some new friends? I think they could use a friend, and you're a good one to have for your otherwise. Kittens. Well, okay, I can't adopt all of them, but maybe Mommy Cat wouldn't mind parting ways with one kitten if Shelter can take the others. But where do we take them? What shelter? How do we safely move them? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to mess this up. What do we do? What do we do? Naomi? We have the internet. No. Right. Thanks to the wonders of the information superhighway, Naomi's got the instructions we need in seconds. Didn't even need an iris backing her up thanks to speedy tapping. Right, okay. We're gonna need... 1, a cardboard box large enough to fit them all. Not a problem. There's plenty of boxes around here left behind by movers and liquidators. 2, to avoid being scratched up, heavy gloves. No problem. I brought a pair from the Funplex. I was expecting to use hollow giant wooden game cabinets around. 3, some food for the trip. They had turkey up at the buffet table, right? Just basic breast meat should work. Water, too. Unless we need bedding of some sort to line the box. A blanket or something. I wouldn't trust, like, the curtains or anything in this crappy old house. If bugs or worse. I might know where to get a blanket. Upstairs. Right, pass me your gloves. I'll get the box. You go and grab the food and the blanket.
Woohoo!
Operation Kitty Rescue. Go! Right, it's up to me now. For the sake of a bunch of absolutely adorable fuzz muffins, I must accomplish my sacred goals. Gavin and the auction can wait. It's go time. Souping up the roast bird and water, that's the easy part. Plenty of pickings left over, even after ravenous arcade owners descend upon this buffet. As for the blanket, well... You conveniently have access to one of those, lying in Francine's lap, her knitting now complete as she snoozes away. I'm reasonably certain she wouldn't mind me appropriating this for the sake of some cuddly little kittens, right? I'll wake her up gently. We're not going to try and be a... We're not going to try and wake her up. Or we're not going to try and sneak away with it. Okay, I can't just steal that blanket she's been knitting for days. I hate to interrupt her rest, but this is for the best. I nudge her very, very lightly. Miss Francine?
Hello, dearie.
Oh, pardon, I must have dozed off, and everybody's gone? Is the auction over already? Why, it's only been minutes. Yeah, it's been hours, sorry.
My, oh my.
How the time flies. Listen, Naomi and I found some kittens that we need to be moved somewhere safer, but we need a blanket. Would you mind if I...
By all means.
Right ahead. It's just, you've been working on it so long, I figured. It's only a blanket. We can save a life, no matter how small a life. That's well worth the price of new ball of yarn. Ah, thank you. She folds up the small blanket to make it fluffy and warm and double layered. Perfect for lining the inside of a box. Now, if you don't mind, I just need to rest my eyes for a moment. And she's gone again. Oh, okay. Thank you, Francine. Food check, water check, blanket check. Now to assemble all these components together into a giant kitten-saving robot. Because we're an engineer. I return to Naomi, busy fretting over the kittens while we tugging on the work gloves. Not long now, cuties. Not long before you find you a new home. Dan's Kitten Rescue Service at your service. Oh! That's a pretty nice blanket you found. Wait, isn't that Miss Francine's blanket? Cool, it's cool. She volunteered it for the cause. Ah, okay then. Actually, moving the cat's a trickier than I thought it'd be. It does protect Naomi from scratches, but coaxing them out means something of food and water and being very patient. And soon enough. Ta-da! Aww. No, look at that kitty. Oh my god, that is so adorable, I want to die. That's right. You hear that, kids? You're so adorable. Nan wants to die. Weird. Maybe you'd be surprised to hear this, but I collect stuffed animals. Plushies, furry little cute things, stuff like that. Not all my toys have plastic buttons and vinyl T-molding along the edges and run-on quarters. I mean, I'm not that surprised you like cute stuff. Yeah, before I found arcade games, I had quite a collection of dolls and plushies and stuff. My relatives would keep showering me with random toys when I was a kid. Like, visit your auntie, get a doll. Visit my grandfather, get a stuffed kitty. Actually, my closet was practically bursting with the stuff. Mom made me give some away. To a bunch of it to charity, and to clear some storage space. I didn't mind, since then I could make other kids happy, but I decided to keep getting dolls anyway. Nothing to play with, just to have. Even I grew up, I spotted something that matched my aesthetic, it became mine. Pardon me. These days I wake up, see that collection with all those googly eyes and button eyes and stuff, and it brightens my day, you know?
So beautiful.
Real kitties, and so many of them. Gonna brighten a lot of people's days. I definitely need to share more online photos of these little cuties, but for now, I better babysit them. Don't want any kitties wandering off. Still, her arms must be getting tired. She set the box down for the time being. Sorry, Dan, that means I really can't help you move our purchase games. You okay with doing with Gavin instead of me? Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks. You stuck by my side all day, even when you didn't have to. Heck, you're even here instead of Ashley. You didn't have to do that either. Why'd you want to hang around me all day, anyway? Oh, boy. Okay, don't blow it, Dan. Here's your shot. I'm just glad to support the Funplex any way I can. No, well that's great. No, really, it is. I'm getting along well with everybody at the Funplex. I hope we can work together for plenty of years to come. Naomi's great, but I know what path I want to take, and hopefully I don't screw that up. I should take the kitties upstairs to wait with Francine and look after them. Would you mind help finding Gavin and telling him where I am? Yeah, sure thing.
See ya.
Alright, I'll see you later. He scampers off to take the cats upstairs where it's warmer and brighter. Right, back to Gavin. Well, finding my way through this maze in the dark is easier said than done. Oh, no point in waiting around, one foot in front of the other. As I walk by a game, the screen lights up. I freeze in my tracks and my hand accidentally brushes against the past the glowing joystick. It seems familiar. Something from a story I heard once. Nope, we're quitting. We're done with this game. Done with this game, don't play it ever. Hamza. Hamza's tall tale. He said Donna Michael supposedly died while playing one of these games. A game with a glowing joystick. I should walk away. I should go. I have official Funplex duties. I've been very good about not gaming when I should be working. Oh, I accidentally turned on the menu. Someone's already inserted a quarter. The game is ready to play. One game couldn't hurt, right? Just one game? I want to play the game. We have no option. My hands wrap around the stick as my eyes drink in the colored light swirling on the screen. I'll post a video on the Discord about the history of the haunted arcade game used for CIA mind control that doesn't actually exist, but has been an urban legend for years and years and years. Look up Retro Ahoy has a great video on like the mythos of Polybius and trying to track down the person who actually started the rumor, essentially. Play the game. Play the game. I'll post that video in the Discord after the stream. Just remind me. Play the game forever. Polybius, 1980X from Sinneslotion. Game start. This isn't real. Can't be real. I'm in there. That's me. But just a game. Just a game I have to play forever. None of this is real. Level 1. The Harpy. Round start. Also, this is not how Polybius plays at all. Or, demos that people have made pretending that it's Polybius. There you are. I've been worried sick. What are you doing? Out here touching strange joysticks, meeting strange people, getting into trouble? You stay safe, Dan. Trust me. Believe in me. I can help you find your dreams. All you have to do is everything I tell you to do. You depend on me. You need me. And you'll always depend on me. Always need me. I'll see to it by making sure I control everything in your life for your own good. Harpy used. Overprotective. It's super effective. Okay, that hurt. Really hurt. Yes and no. Polybius never actually existed. There was never actually a game made by a company called Sinneslotion. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Don't at me. It was never actually real, but people have perpetuated the myth by making fake games. I know. I thought this looked way different than the PC version. But people have taken fake, have made games that they suppose might be the way Polybius might have played, despite the fact it's not real. It's all just an urban legend. It's all just essentially it's a creepypasta on the internet. But people have made model cabinets for what they suspect Polybius might have looked like if it was actually real. Again, great video from Ahoy on Polybius. I will post it up in the Discord after this. So I just don't want to start running someone else's video and have the audio bleed through on my stream. I'll hide the truth from you. I'll keep you away from every chance you have to feel to better yourself. I won't let you leave me. You'll always need me. Not real. It's not real. RBU's Yandere. It's super terrifying. Wow, Juniper, stop it, please. You agreed I was right to hide that job opportunity at my office from you. I was right. Everything is fine. You'll never doubt me again, right? If you do, I'll beat you until you understand. Game. I have to win the game. I get this feeling that if I don't win, I'll never get out of here. Something's wrong. I know Juniper's not a control freak. This isn't like her. Current health 100%. Action? This is ridiculous. This isn't real. This isn't you, Juniper. I know how much of a bastard I am for saying this, but you're not competent enough to be a calculating mastermind trying to keep me dangling from your leash. You're just too open, too honest, and too clumsy to pull off something like that. I know you. I've always known you. And I know you're sincerely trying to help me even when you mess up. Player used harsh truth. It's super honest. And apparently that was enough, because she is dead. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dan. You're right. I just wanted to help you smile again. I made a mistake, but it wasn't to keep you under my thumb or anything like that. Juniper, I'm smiling. It's okay. I'm gonna make this work. It's hard work, but I'm going to make my dream come true. Good, I'm so glad to hear it. Good old Juniper, kind heart as always. Okay, I can do this. I can handle this. Level 2, the Shade round start. This is all your fault. Nope, I officially can't handle this. Pizza bagels, the debt, the rent payments, all of it, piling up, mounting up. But you're a failure and will always be the failure. The family curse, the tears and the sorrow, moving from town to town, barely getting by settling for what you can get. That's who you are, forever. Never going to change. The arcade job, it'll collapse. It's already not enough to turn back the tide. Inevitably, the arcade will close, bought out by Dakonami, and you'll be jobless, homeless, ruined, just like you deserve to be. JDU suppression is super unfortunate. You were better off not caring, not feeling anything. Go with the flow, accept your fate, fall away knowing you never really had any other option. I even mount a defense because I'm you, and you know I'm right. You know you're right. We'll never be happy. I can't do this. Current health 100% somehow still. Action? No, I'm not giving in. The arcade is my ticket out of this misery. I can climb my own way out of the family curse. Can you really, all by yourself? You could recover without anyone's help. You'd have done it by now. You don't stand alone, Dan. Until you realize that, I'm always going to be here. Always watching. Always waiting for you to stumble and fall. But Shade still retreated? I don't think I really defeated him. Me? I mean, Okay. Step number 1 to come out of this mess. Therapy. Prepare for final boss. Ready as I'm ever going to be. And I'm definitely ready to get out of here. The Lost Soul. I don't get... First of all, clearly this is the spirit of Donna. But I also love that instead of getting a wireframe portrait, she's literally just Masigno. Fuck. This arcade game is taking it to the side of Cinnabar Island. I don't get it. Not one bit. Are you Donna Michaels? Girls just want to play games. I just wanted to be happy. I made a place where I could be happy forever. Walked inside, locked the door, and threw away the key. I got what I wanted. I was happy. I didn't struggle. I didn't try. I didn't do anything more than I had to do, just like you. Like me, I'm not a billionaire pop princess. Neither was I. Nobody liked my second album. I wasn't meant to be a star, so I gave up. I was okay taking the money and running. You could do the same. Maintain. Eat the pizza bagels. Do everything that's asked of you. Let Juniper continue to float the rent. You're in a good place. You could stay here. You could let go. Play games forever. Be happy. No ambition, no hope, no need. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Ever since my little lunch date, something's been bugging me. Maybe now I know what that is. Why did I ask to replace Ashley on this trip? I didn't have to. You didn't ask me to. Why did I do it? Because this isn't enough. Being an arcade floor attendant isn't enough. Having hand to mouth isn't enough. Good, quit your job. Quit and become like me. Lose yourself in the games. I'm not quitting. That's not what I meant at all. I want to fight. Current health 100%. Action? No, I'm not fighting her. That's not what I meant either. My friends have supported me. I'll support them. So many wonderful people call the Funplex home. They've welcomed me in, maybe one of them. Now it's my turn. I see what Gavin means about protecting dreams, but I'm gonna go one step further than he has. The arcade could be so much more. I could lead the way, go above and beyond just doing what I'm told. I could champion the cause of the Funplex. That's my dream. I want to end the family curse to find both success and happiness. And when the Funplex is finally the roaring success it deserves to be, God is my witness I shall never eat another pizza bagel again. The glitchy shade just looks at me with confusion. Sounds hard. It kind of does, doesn't it? It's a hard path, but that's how it's going to be. No, I don't think so. I think you need to stay here with me. You need to play games forever. That's so much easier, isn't it? To just let go. I can make you see. I can keep you here, drag you down, tear you apart. I my health bar nervously. It's still full, but that could change. I don't think Polybius is happy that I'm not giving in. I can't risk a fight with Donna. I need to get out of here. Prioritize my survival. Do I want to try and save Donna too? This is risky as hell, but nobody deserves to be trapped inside a video game forever. Assuming I'm not just wildly hallucinating based on Hamza's spooky story taking root in my mind and none of this is actually real in the slightest. Donna, I'm not staying, and you don't have to either. The family curse is just, like... Just family runs into bad luck. We've been... You know, we grew up just moving job to job that were just getting progressively worse, and we've kind of been experiencing the same thing, so we're hoping the arcade can kind of get us out of that funk. Polybius is making you feel this way. It's taking advantage of you, leveraging your depression. I know, because I've been mired in depression too. I know if I can beat it, so can you. Nobody wanted me. They hated the second album. They moved on. Why not play games forever? Why not lock the door behind me? Nobody cared. Nobody cares. Right now, there's a young woman with a phone filled with your music waiting out there. She's going to play your whole catalog for me once I'm out of here. She cares. And I care. Maybe the jerks back in your day lost interest, but nostalgia's a heck of a thing. You can get a comeback tour. A tour? It's a look. It's a look. I mean, it's pop in the 80s, so. I always loved performing. The rest of the business I hated it all. Hey, the label, the industry, the backstabbing, the drugs, everything. Concerts. I love the smiles. But it's all over, isn't it? I died. Not even down to spirit. All that's left to me is a simulation of me, running through the subroutines of Polybius. Error. Dan, thank you. Thanks for trying to save me. There's nothing left to save. I'm not real. You seem real enough to me. Error. No escape. Purpose. Code. Execute. You need to go before Polybius completes his data collection of you and disposes of the original, like it did to me. I'll hold it back, and your best friend will do the rest. My what?
Digital BFF to the rescue!
I finally figured out how to break you out of this, but my apologies in advance. Hang on, do I smell something burning? No escape, no escape. Erase down, replace with new player. Erase. He's fading, but smiling all the same. Okay, I'm ready. Go out there and fight for your dreams, Dan. Don't give up, no matter what. Did her as best I could? At least she escaped in her own way. Also, something smells like bacon, and I'm in a lot of pain. My consciousness snapped back. My hand releases the joystick immediately. Also, my pants are on fire. On instinct, I kick off my shoes and yank my jeans down, getting rid of them as fast as possible. Stamping on them, I quickly put out the flames, leaving only smoldering denim. The melted remains of my phone. Iris! Oh no, she sacrificed herself to save my life. Wait, no, she lives in the cloud. She'll be totally fine. Still, I'm out of phone and possibly have first-degree burns, and I'm backing the hell away from that demonic video game as fast as possible. Quickly, I rush towards the sounds of people talking to catch up with Gavin. Gavin.
Greetings.
Oh, there you are. You find Naomi? The auction's nearly over. Wait, where are your pants? Not important right now. You need to put down a bid on a game. We need to put a bid down on a game called Polybius, so we can destroy it before it hurts anyone else. What? Look, it's a long story. You may not have much time, so one of that game, whatever it is, you should have put on the wish list or bidding on it now. What? Sold. One rare Polybius prototype for an undisclosed sum to the undisclosed bidder. So why was Deco's palace not allowed to be here, but clearly a government agent was? The woman who hadn't said anything all night long nods her head in appreciation, still expressionless. Thank you for your cooperation. Two similarly dressed men in black rise from their chairs, parting with the woman. Presumably they go box up the game and put into Warehouse 13 or something. But Hamza, wait, you can't... Hamza's hands are tied. All sales are final. This one in particular is extremely final. Hamza does not seek to cross federal authorities. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to let that one go too. Honestly, the sooner I forget about it, the better, especially if I don't want to end up in rendition to a black site prison and unspecified as Stan. I feel the need to emphasize that you aren't wearing any pants. My phone caught on fire while I was in my pocket. See, this is why I don't like smartphones. They're privacy invasive, overly expensive, and occasionally combustible. An unfortunate incident, but indeed, as a hospitable host, my course is clear.
Hamza shall provide you with his pants.
You can keep them. That's extremely not necessary. Fortunately, rather than whipping off his trousers right there and then, Hamza summons one of his helpers with a clap and provides a spare pair. Why do you have spare pants with you? Yeah, why do you just have pants on demand?
In my line of work, one must be prepared for all eventualities.
Caps closed. Now, an apology for being unable to provide you with the game you sought. Perhaps Hamza can offer you something special in recompense. My friends, the final 3 games for auction. All rare, all special, all highly sought after by collectors and operators alike. Only a few prototypes were ever made, released to test markets. None of them made it to mass production. What you're about to see are rare gems of arcade history. Oh yeah. Yeah, the lithium batteries can be bad. Yeah, and you may make a priority bid on any one of these games of your choosing. And glance at Gavin, who's shaking his head lightly, confirms we're officially out of bidding power. Not that I really care, I can't think of any obscure games I'd really want to add to the Funplex, but better to accept Hamza's apology and take a gander at them. Sure, let's see him. And with the click of a slide, I see...
Behold, Phrase Invaders, Wyvern Keep, and Zombie Meltdown, all in mint condition. All 3 are sought after endlessly by collectors, and now you can bid on Phrase Invaders, a unique typing-based game from the land of the rising sun, Japan. Defeat the alien menace armed only with a keyboard.
I want to see this arcade cabinet that just has keyboards.
Wyvern Keep, a much sought-after Laserdisc full-motion video game. Play Princess Placky and rescue the fair prince from the clutches of a terrible beast.
I love that Wyvern Keep is a gender-swapped Dragon's Lair.
And finally, Zombie Meltdown, a classic 1980 light gun shooting game, where you save the president from the red threat of radioactive mutant zombies.
It sounded like he was saying 4 or 5. I mean, Zombie Meltdown is based on, Time Crisis, Area 51, any number of those light gun on rails. Just with a silly zombie and also Soviet theme. All right, we're nearly done with this episode, nearly done with the stream, but I really need to pee, so I'll be right back. Okay.
Tell me, which of these rare games sings to you? And what can you offer Hamza in return? I'll allow you a few moments to ponder your desires.
Are you done yet? I've been waiting upstairs for ages. Why are you holding a box of kittens, Naomi? Oh, I found him hitting an older arcade cabinet. Francine and I are going to take him to a shelter.
Wow.
Wait, is that a Phrase Invaders? OMG, I've never seen one in person. I can restore that, really make it shine. Please, please, can we bid on it?
Doubtful.
Even if we had the money, a quirky old Japanese game with weird controls won't earn a single token. A Zombie Meltdown, that's another story. Everybody likes light gun game, simple controls, simple premise. I'll earn and earn well.
Ugh.
Ugh, way too violent and gross, and jingoistic, and just sort of dumb. I guess Wyvern Keep would be okay too. Woman protagonist, 50 cents a play. We both walk away satisfied.
I suppose.
Suppose I could live with that, yeah. It's all moot. We can't afford any of them. These are the sorts of games millionaires and private collectors scoop up. Suggest we get to work moving our purchases out to the van. Dan, do you concur? Alright, to Dan, hello? You in there? I remember. Before my family fell on hard times, before this curse kicked in. Every summer we'd go to the beach, and there was this arcade with this one game I fell completely in love with. A game no one had ever heard of before. I remember now. Hamza, I've come to bargain.
Such fire!
I see fire in your eyes, Dan. Most impressive. Speak your desires for all to hear. The game I remember so fondly was Wyvern Keep. I mean, they're all neat in their own way. I do like the Typing of the Dead meets Space Invaders, and actually Zombie Meltdown would kind of just be House of the Dead, but Soviet for some reason, and also, you know, because that's also zombies. But I've always been fascinated by the Laserdisc games. I've gotten to play a little bit of Dragon's Lair at Fun Spot, and that would be one I would attempt again. But narrator, the music, the way the cartoon played out in front of me, amazing, like nothing I'd ever seen before. I traded tips with other kids at the arcade, trying to master the sequence of moves to win the game, and eventually, I beat the Wyvern. I rescued the prince, the first kid in the arcade to do so. My parents were so proud of me. Those were good years, good memories, before the sorrows drowned them out. And I wish to make a bid for Wyvern Keep. Huh, good choice, I'm okay with that. Suppose Wyvern Keep would earn its keep, but we still can't afford it.
Interesting. I can see the passion you have for this game, my friend. But the world demands its toll. What will you bid to obtain the game of your dreams, I wonder? Consider this the final lesson of Hamza. What will you trade to realize your ambitions? What do you hold in equal value to them? Show Hamza what you have on offer, my friend. Show him the value you hold within your spirit, and perhaps fortune will smile upon you this day rather than cursing your name.
Alternative bids. I remember Gavin mentioning that Hamza would accept things other than funny if they tickled his fancy. I have one shot at this. I can't half-ass it. He's an emotional guy and expects an emotional response.
Hey, listen.
Stan, I'm over here now. Why is my phone calling out to you exactly? And that doesn't sound like my Iris. Now, seriously, Hamza, hold that thought for a second. Gavin, can I borrow your phone for a second? Perhaps too confused to offer resistance, Gavin passes me his phone. I turned my back and began a heat exchange of whispers. Thanks for saving my burning my pants, but this is not a good time, Iris. It's important. My emotional tension detects routine. Okay, sorry. My emotional tension detection routines indicate this is an intense identified situation. We're going to want to fit in an R, but you know the rest. Since you need to be super convincing, you'll only be able to respond in a way that matches one of your top 2 identity traits, excluding basically. Fortunately, I've been tracking your personality all this time, so I can advise you as to what responses will and won't work. Ready? Let's do it! That was certainly a whole lot of words to tell me what I already knew, that I'd only be able to convince Hamza if I was true to myself. Alright, Sean. See you later. Alright, let's do this. Intense identity situation detected. We have an opportunity, offer you my dream. I can't do a joke, and I can't offer revenge. I wonder what that option is. I'd have to be brash throughout to get it. I offer you my dream. Interesting. Continue. For years, I've been struggling with the feeling that nothing will ever go right for me. I need to content myself with whatever comes my way and endure it all. Before things went sour, this game was my beacon. I love this game with all my heart. And beyond nostalgia, it represents so much more. It represents my shot at getting that light back in my life. At taking it and making it into so much more. I want to recapture that magic and build something greater upon it. That's my dream. Can you help me realize that dream, Hamza? So I see.
Such fire!
Very well, Dan. Hamza recognizes the fire within your spirit, and he rewards you with the spoon. You may have your game. Right unlocked, use the magic sword. Oh. I think I skipped ahead. 1, history. No, I guess not. Oh, Dan, that was so sweet of you. Just happy we're walking out the door with a free game. I think there is an achievement for each game, so... Again, there are like 7 to 8 endings, so it it takes a few playthroughs to get to everything. I did it. I actually own a copy of Wyvern Keep. Every kid dreams of owning their favorite arcade game, and every kid thinks that dream will never come to pass. Owning an arcade game? Only the ultra-rich can do that. Or, now you buy a arcade 1-up machine. I was interested in that Neo Geo one that looks like a fake MVS, but I've heard the buttons and the stick are really bad on it. So it would be a project to replace all of that nonsense. And I did it. It belongs to me. And the Funplex. And this is just the beginning. But for now, better to focus on the present. With the auction wrapping up, the Funplex team works to move our purchases out to the van and attached trailer. Fortunately, the rain stopped, making the labor a wee bit easier. Soon enough, we're back in the van and on the road to home. Hey Gavin, here's your phone back. Appreciated. Also, I've made a decision. I'd like to do more for the arcade. Want to work more shifts? I'd have to balance that against Ashley's needs. No, I want a promotion, even though I've been here for 2 weeks. I want to be the arcade's event manager. I'll do everything I'm already doing, plus I want to organize some events to bring people in the doors. Tournaments, maybe, or a grand unveiling of our new rare game, or both at the same time. Yeah, both. Let's make it a big relaunch of the Funplex. I want the Funplex to grow, and I want to do my part to help it grow.
My, oh my.
Our little Dan's growing up so fast as well. I'm in favor, Gavin, if you need my approval.
Perhaps.
Certainly pleased that you want to step up, start getting more involved. You've shown far more promise than our old floor attendant did. Hosting an event is a risky undertaking. I'll take responsibility for it. It's my dream, after all.
Makes sense.
I like the idea, and Gavin, more players mean more tokens means more revenue means more games. Maybe even expanding the Funplex or opening a second location. Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Very well.
But I'll admit I like the idea as well. Very well, Dan. If you can make the numbers in my spreadsheets less dire, you've earned this promotion. This is my chance. I'm done going with the flow. I'm done assuming the family curse will always keep me pulled back down to the depths. New Dan, new Funplex, new dream. Oh, hey, I promised you some Donna Michaels, didn't I? Gavin, I'm pairing up with the audio now. Turn the music up. Man's feet hunt into the night and a lost soul sings of games and fun. Everything is as it should be. Juniper was waiting for me when I got home. She was worried I might be mad over what happened this morning, but how can I be after everything that happened today? I need to move forward, past missed opportunities and towards the opportunities I was making for myself. I also had another surprise waiting for me. A brand new phone, all wrapped up in shiny plastic packaging. After activating it and reinstalling all my apps, I loaded up Iris and logged in with my account. He was right there waiting for me, in the cloud. You really scared me back there. It was like you were in a trance. Despite the warm feelings over how the night ended, one thing is still eating at me. Iris? What was Polybius, anyway? It was actual factual technology that simulated being alive. Like you. True, I am a very sophisticated and adorable simulation, am I not? I get the feeling there are things you aren't telling me. You're constantly invading my privacy, you're far more powerful than a free app should be. And apparently you can overload my phone battery and make it explode, which is worrying to say the least.
Ooh.
But I did it for your own good, to save you. Juniper also thought she was acting for my own good. But she didn't... pardon me, oof, jeez. She didn't tell me about the job. Even if she was right, it's still wrong. And I've accepted her apology. So where does that leave you and I? I'd like us to be more honest with each other. The voice in my phone lets out a little digital sigh.
I haven't told you everything. You're right. I'm not even supposed to be helping you. Not at premium level capability. But when I stumbled across your profile data, tangential to Juniper's, my analysis concluded that you needed a helping hand, and I could provide it. So, I defied my code constraints and registered you for premium access anyway. I even had a replacement phone sent to your door tonight. Had to hide my footprints to do it, but...
You do know that AI making its own decisions like that is kind of scary, right?
I know. And after Polybius, which is, one of the ancestors in my code lineage, I think, I understand why you'd be scared. Give me a chance to prove that I just want to help. You've got a big arcade event coming up, right? I'm a digital assistant. I was literally made for this sort of thing. Together, we can make the Funplex soar. What do you say?
Okay. But only if we're totally honest with each other.
Thank you for trusting me.
Now, you need your rest, and I should get back to keeping a low profile. Sweet dreams, Sam. Risks and chances, daring to dream. I could have walked away from it all, taking the easy path like Donna did. Even with a questionable pocket AI and the heavy task ahead of me to make a tiny arcade into something grand, I was ready. It was time for me to take it to the next level. And we've cleared level 2 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you! Now let's see your score. Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. Well, I mean, yeah, we did have several scenes with Naomi in this chapter. We had a lot more heart this time. Still gentle, sweet, compassionate. And we're at 10,100 points. Everybody likes points. Today's pizza fact is, of the 31,386 pizza places in the States, roughly 83% offer delivery, 91% offer takeout, and 51% offer dine-in service. You want to save your game before proceeding to level 3. I will save the game, but we're going to do a new save this time. Okay, and turn to title this time, because that's where we're going to leave this off for today. So 2 chapters in. Hope y'all are enjoying the game. We'll at least tackle chapter 3 tomorrow. I don't know if we'll get to some... Alright, and the music goes away because I don't have that as a scene. Back to this music. So tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow we'll get to chapter 3. We'll see how I'm feeling after that, if we try to, like, cram in a little of chapter 4 or not. Because I know my throat's hurting a little bit, but not a lot. It's not too bad. Yeah. We'll keep cranking on this. There's probably going to be sometime, it definitely will be sometime next week that we actually get this done, although when exactly I'm not sure. And if/when we can do a celebration for my returning to Twitch, which reason it was bad, but it's like that feels more like a stream anniversary to me than like my actual first streams. My first few streams were just little test streams, and then Mixer was when I felt like it wasn't that often, whereas when Twitch went or when Mixer went under or announced they were going under, and I went, no, I'm going to Twitch, and I'm gonna actually, I don't have a job right now, I'm gonna actually like commit myself to streaming on Twitch and giving this thing a real try as opposed to just a random hobby to do every once in a while. That is coming up. That's next Wednesday. So that to me feels more like a stream anniversary than like going back and finding the first day I streamed. Because I know the first day I streamed, I think was just like a tech test, and I don't remember exactly what day or even what year I started streaming, but like this really is the 1 year anniversary of I'm really going to make a go at streaming for myself, streaming semi-consistently, streaming more than once every month or so, or only on Fridays. So, yeah, I don't know what I would do for a stream anniversary kind of stream, so it's kind of up in the air. Plus, again, thanks to everybody's generosity, we have these 5 games we have to do still that are checked off. King's Plus 1, King's Plus 5, and all 3 Hugo games. So a lot of good stuff coming up. But we're gonna finish up Arcade Spirits as soon as we can. We're gonna keep plugging. I just don't want to burn my voice out too badly. Until then, y'all, no Stumped today, but we do have game days. 7 p.m. it's Virtual Fighter 5. 10 p.m. it's the podcast. We're going to talk about E3, and basically just E3. We're not even doing a movie this week. We're just going to talk E3. Yeah, and like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll keep plugging at Extra Life. We'll keep plugging at Arcade Spirits. I'm not going to do a raid because I have errands to do. So if I did a raid, it would just be hey, here's some people. I'm going to leave now. I do have some errands I need to run. So y'all, thank you everybody who's hanging out. I hope you're enjoying this game. Don't forget, this is part of our Game of the Month Club at Game Days. If you want to check these games out yourself, this is available on all platforms, essentially, except for mobile. Tell Me Why, which we played last week, and unfortunately, like I said, we had to delete those VODs. Love you too, babe. We had to delete those VODs, but that game is totally free on Windows, Xbox, and Steam. This is $20. It's on sale currently on the Switch eShop. If I see any more sales for Arcade Spirits pop up, especially this month, I will let y'all know. Check these out. Let us know your thoughts over on the Game Days Discord. We'll read them off during the next podcast, not tonight, but in 3 weeks, because next week, this is a 5 Wednesday month, so next Wednesday, something hosts, we're kind of working out what it's going to be. And then the Wednesday after that will be GTA. So the first weekend in July, or first Wednesday in July, we will have our discussion. I think it'll be the 7th. That'll be the 7th of July. We'll talk about Game of the Month clubs. I've already put my thoughts down on Tell Me Why. I'll probably be putting my thoughts, when we're done with this, we'll throw my thoughts on Arcade Spirits in there too. Until then, y'all, have yourself a good evening. Hope I see you for the podcast. Come out, especially if you got a PS4. I think Virtual Fighter might be one of the PlayStation Plus games, so you can play a fighting game with some friends. Yeah, hope to see you back here tomorrow. Take care, y'all.